Broadcast started.
Hello, assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon. I cannot move. Huh?
Yeah, I cannot move.
Sorry, I cannot move today very much. My movement is controlled. This webinar is also being broadcast to different countries in Asia, so that's why these issues are coming up. So, welcome everyone. Thank you for coming after. I think all of you attended your office today, and you have come from office, and it's Ramadan day. So you're all very tired, and hungry and thirsty, and now you have to come here and listen to me for 3 hours. Good luck to you guys. And also very much welcome to all the people who are joining us from different countries around the world. Hopefully we will have a good session today. So before beginning, just tell me, what do you know about data analytics? Is there any data analyst or data scientist here in this session, Okay. Are all of you working in finance and accounts, or someone from different background? No one from different background, good. So that's why I can probably give examples from your industry more. So before beginning, let me introduce myself first, but just give me a minute. Let me just set up the pointer for a minute. So I am Sadiq Salim. I am representing here Dr. Michael J. Harry, SSMI Management Institute, USA. Now let me, before going into the details, talk a bit about us. Michael J. Harry is he's called the co-creator of Six Sigma. He's the one who initiated Six Sigma in Motorola, and also he's the one who implemented Six Sigma in G. We have worked in many Fortune 500 companies around the world, and we have just moved to our Asia market 3 years ago. So Michael J. Harry is basically a consultant. I will call him the consultant to the CEOs of the Fortune 500. This is the world's very first Six Sigma Master Black Belt program that was held in Motorola, and Michael J. Harry conducted the program. And there made some speeches. Jack Welch is a big supporter of Michael J. Harry, and also we have many people who are talking very good things about him. Unfortunately, he passed away a couple of years ago, and we are trying to maintain his legacy of promoting the goodness of Six Sigma around the world right now. So our management team is look like this. His wife Sandra Harry is our chairman now of the board. In our Asia, Dumito Ranavera is the head of Asia. Arushi is the head of our marketing and promotion. Dr. Kathy Lawson, she is now head of our US operation. Fabrizio Mazzarana, he is our head of European operation, and Alan Ludick is our chief knowledge officer. We are now operating in USA, UK, Asia. In the Asia region, we are operating in Bangladesh, Vietnam, Sri Lanka, and Australia. We are also moving to different markets in coming days. We generally do operational excellence consultancy mostly, and we also have operational excellence training and certification around the world. We also do program management. More importantly, we try to promote the goodness of Six Sigma around the world. This is our total contribution to the world so far. We have saved around $500 billion to the last 60 years of operation around the world for different companies. So these are some of our global clientele. Although we are already also partnered with university like Arizona State University or BYU University. We're also partner of US Army in their knowledge program. And we're also trying to partner with a local university in Bangladesh so that you can get more this global certification sitting here locally. This is some of our Asian clientele. It is mostly focused in Sri Lanka. We have just started operating in Bangladesh in 8 months ago, so we don't have much of a local clientele right now, but we have started. These are some of training and certification program which you can look into. I have given my visiting card in the table. If you want, you can keep it and collect it for future thing. So what is Six Sigma related to how Six Sigma is into data analytics? Six Sigma is the first global method which basically use the data analytics to solve problems. Why do you use data? We basically use data to solve problems and take decisions, right? Otherwise, we wouldn't need data. So we go back, we collect all the sales data from regions and cost data and everything, just for one purpose, to take decision, or which another way means to solve problems, that or to take informed decisions. More important. Six Sigma is the world's most used problem solving and decision making tool. So today we are going to discuss about data analytics, but it will be a very preliminary discussion, very primary discussion, because it's just the beginning. It's a very huge topic, and it has so many, it has gone to so many dimensions or directions in these days. It's not possible to cover the overall topic, I think, even within 30 days right now. It is so much vast right now. But we will try to give you some ideas about how it works, how you can use data analytics, and what questions data analytics want to answer, and what are the tools and techniques you can use for data analysis, right? So what is data? First question is why I'm talking about data to data, talking about data to with accountants, right? Because something we know, data is been worked on by data scientists. We have research and development teams, research team in our organizations who talks about data. But now here I'm coming here and talking to accountants about data. So I will cover that in a bit. We will try to understand why we are talking about data with SSA credential holders. Then we will talk about types of data. How many types of data are there? Can anyone answer? Data types? Two types. What is this? Sorry? Primary and secondary. Good. We will look into that. What are the types of data? Then you have types of data analytics. So in data analytics, we try to answer questions about our problems, right? So when you study that, we will go through that types of data analytics. We'll try to answer those questions, and then we will do a question answer session, right? And we'll also in the during the period we will try to have some fun also. So have you noticed? First thing is what I'm talking about is why data and accountants, right? So have you noticed the shifting nature of jobs recent year? Have you noticed the change or shift in the industries or in the job market? Can someone comment also from online or webinar? You guys can also comment. But can someone comment? Any idea? Why is it going? How jobs are changing? How the skills are changing? How companies are requiring now different kind of skills? Anyone? It's an open floor. It's a workshop, so we need to discuss. It's not a training. It's a workshop. So does anyone have any idea? How is this changing? The job market? Yep. Yes.
Yeah, basically, right now, data analysis is very important because if we can analyze the data, sorting the data, or we organize the data, then we can get any result like accounting, finance, or something else like sales data or cost data, or you can say like a different industry, a medical industry, other IT industry, or any kind of industry. You can use just data analysis, data sorting, and data designing, then you can get the result. You don't need to be an accountant to get the profit result. Just you need to analyze the data. So if we can analyze this, and at the same time we need to use the technology, the information technology, the IT. So if we can use it skillfully, then we can get better result in a short time, in a very efficient manner. So that's the changes.
Right. One of the big changes are happening in the data market, in data analysis market. What is happening? Today we have more data than probably we have water, than probably we have air right now in the world. About you, just think about you. How many social media network you are using? Right? Facebook we all are using. No? I think one or two people maybe not using. Anyone who is not using Facebook here? Yeah, one or I think one, even less. And then you are using Gmail. Anyone who is not using Gmail? No. Anyone who is not using? I think there are many other tools, right? Google. Anyone who is not using Google? So somehow or other you are connected to the global network. So when you are connected to the global network, you are really creating an information database for you. It's not a database. I would say mountain of information of you in the online area, right? So anyone who is smart enough can go there and dig out your information, and then that person can target you, specifically you, regarding whatever you need, right? So marketing is changing. Marketing is not all about now is ATL ads and those kind of things. It is becoming more about individualistic, right? Individual choices. So what is happening in the world? Let's just take a minute and discuss. YouTube. Do you guys watch YouTube videos? So who now watch YouTube more than TV? Yeah. So if now someone goes and puts ads in TV, or if someone goes and puts ads in YouTube, which one is more likely to be seen by target market? Right? And if you can connect that ad to the specific drama or the skit or whatever you're watching in the YouTube, then they are doing targeted marketing. It's not blanket marketing anymore, right? What happens in TV? An ad is shown, every same ads, Grameenphone ad, Banglaling ad, Unilever ad, Fair and Lovely ad, same ads are shown in all the TV ads, right? Or all the TV programs we see. So what happens is blanket marketing. It's costly for the company, right? It's very costly because each ad costs thousands of taka, each view or each unique display of that, showcase of that in the channel costs thousands of taka. But what if you put the ad in YouTube? When some lady is searching for some makeup or dress, or watching a dress or makeup video, how you can, if you can tag those Unilever videos or lady girl woman oriented video or promotion with that video, you can, right? So data can help you now to do targeted marketing, and when you do targeted marketing, your cost goes down, right? You are not doing promoting for everyone. You are not now printing leaflets and distributing it blanket in a blanket. You are not doing that. So data is really very helpful for organization to reduce cost. Also, another way to do targeted marketing. So it increases your chance of getting a new customer. Right? So these are the skills. This is how the skills are changing in the coming future. Previously, 2015, if we look here, we are talking about complex problem solving is there. We're talking about coordinating with others. We are talking about negotiation. We're talking about quality control, right? This kind of thing. We're talking about active listening, right? Now, in 2020, we're still talking about complex problem solving. This is the number one area where resources will be required, where skill is required. Unfortunately, we are never being trained in complex problem solving. How many of you attended any training course that was titled complex problem solving or decision making? How many of you? None. But this is the most sought after skill in the world right now. Right? So how do you solve complex problems? By analyzing data. Complex problem solving doesn't mean that we go and sit in a table in a meeting room, 4 or 5 people, and we discuss and solve. It's not complex problem solving. Right? Complex problem solving is more about looking into the data, understanding the data, try know or get what the data wants to say, and then solve it. Right? Then we have critical thinking. Critical thinking is another important element of data analysis or understanding data. Right? Then you have creativity. So things are changing. If you look into the skills that are required in the future, nothing here is actually talk about your knowledge. Have you seen? Nothing here is talking about your sales or marketing or how knowledgeable you are, how you know everything. It's nothing here is talking about that. It's all talking about some skills that are soft skills, but skills that are gonna help you to change the organizations, right? To solve problems in organizations, to take the organization forward. Repetitive organizational tasks are being now taken care of by automation, right? Now, if you go to the shop, they don't write your order. They do the barcode and they print the bill and give it to you. No one is creating the list invoice manually, right? No one is doing that. That part is done. You don't need that. I have been to places around the world where there are no staff in the super shop. You go there, you buy your own thing, right? and then you come back to the check-in, check-out counter. There is no human, so you do your barcode scanning, and then there is a price is shown. Then you punch your credit card and you leave with the course. There's no people there. So things are changing. Skills requirements are changing. You don't need people with repetitive skill. Rather, you need people with creativity. You need people who can solve problems. You need people who can critically think. Right? For example, okay, let me again just hammer it a bit more now. If we look at the jobs, right? What are the top 10 emerging jobs and what are the top 10 declining jobs in the market right now, in the world right now? This is last year's. Okay. Data analysts and scientists is the top #1 emerging market in the world. AI machine learning, second one. So first two directly deals with data. Big data specialist, #6. Digital transformation, #7. Right? Information technology. So out of these 10, you can say data, you are talking about data in 5 or 6 skills. Right? So the market is changing. What do we have here? I think now you guys will be a bit scared. Huh? Don't be scared. Data entry clerks, accountant, bookkeeping, payroll clerks. We have here accountants and auditors. These are declining. So what are you guys doing studying SSMI? Yeah? Scary? Thinking? What's going to happen? Don't be scared, huh? Because you guys are in the prime position to take on these roles. Let me tell you why now. Your role is changing. Previously, the role was what there was accounting people, huh? Who used to go and type those invoices in the system. Now you don't need to do that. Once you do the sale, it's automatically in the system. It's automatically in the ERP, right? But what is the job now? The job is now changing to data analysts, right? You have reporters who used to make reports and all this in Excel and things like. Now you have MIS, right? You have DSS, you have MIS, you have ERP, which can generate reports itself. So you just put in the data in the month end, you can just click a button and the report comes. I know for some organization it's not straightforward. You again need to go back and do some changes and modification in the MIS. It happens, I know. You do that. Sometimes intentionally, sometimes you have to do it. So I'm not going to go there, but you get the picture, right? It can be done automatically also, right? So you don't need so just manager reporting anymore, technically, right? And then you have auditors. Why do you need auditors if you can trace everything from sensors and systems and everything? Do you actually need auditors there? For example, if someone was talking in the last session here, he was telling that one of his friend is now working in a remote area with a solution where people capture photos of shops and send back to him. And here's a system, AI system, which analyze the shop and picture, and they can understand whatever the shop has sold and not sold during the time period from system. So you actually don't need to go there. Someone doesn't need to go there and analyze that and get this report. You can do it from the picture. What's going on, man? Things are changing and things are changing so fast, right? Technology is going to taking our jobs, right? What do you think? What's going to happen? But I like to think positively. I think who in the organization, when I ask myself, who in the organization are placed in the right way, in the right place to take on these roles, to do this analysis, to work with this data. Organizations need people, right? To do with these people. Can marketing people do this? I don't think so. They're all about promotion and things like that. Can sales people do this? Then who will gonna sell? Right? Can HR people do this? So who in the organization actually work with data? Right at this moment. Who? You guys. Right? You guys are the people in an organization who are primarily positioned to take on these roles, to acquire these skills, so that you can be future-proof. Even SSCI has been now introducing these modules in their courses also. You have seen, right? Previously, if you look at the SSCI courses 10 years ago, you will see many accounting things, right? Now you will see many managerial things, many decision-making things, right? You guys have already been taught Six Sigma also in P5, right? P5 or F5, one of the course. You have been taught on Six Sigma. You have been taught 5 Whys. You have been taught ABC classifications. You have been taught everything that organization did. So basically, you guys have been groomed up by SSCA to take on these roles, but you guys didn't realize it. It's not about accounting anymore. It's not about auditing anymore. It's about going that next mile that accountants and auditors are not going to take. What happened previously? Previously, cars, when Henry Ford was making cars back in early 1900s, it were made by hand, right? Handcrafted cars. You could handicraft, you can say, right? Handcrafted. People used to make each part separately and then put in the cars. Then suddenly he realized what am I doing? Let's see if I can mass produce it, right? And he did that. So what happened to those people who are doing handicrafts? They moved to the other professions. So jobs will come and go, but we need to upgrade our skills and things like that so that we can take on these roles. So first thing is data-driven problem solving. You guys already do that, no? Normalization. When something happens, who the management calls? Why our sales is low? Why the cost is high? Who the management calls at first? Who? You people, right? And they tell you what? Give me a report on this in 1 hour. So who is actually analyzing the data? You guys, yes, right? When you guys, this is why you guys are natural problem solvers also, because you're always dealing with problems. You just don't know it. You think you are reporting, you think you are giving some recommendations, suggestions, but you guys are actually solving problems in organizations. You guys are the problem solver in the organizations, right? Then the big picture visibility. Your information, you have information on everything. Sales only sees sales data, right? Marketing only sees promotional data. HR only sees how many people have come and left and when they're coming and entering. Who sees all the data? Again, you guys. You see the profit sales data. You see average employee contribution data, right? How much sales is everyone making? What is the sales in Nilphamari, right? What is the sales in Kotiyati? Even if you look into that, right? So you actually go to the places and look into the things that you see from the very ground level, and you also look into those from a very high level when you make balance sheet or income statement and things like that. So you are the people who are working with one kind of or multiple kind of data in organizations all the time. And then business world is changing, end of the day, it will change. So what you need to do, you just need to go there and acquire new skills. So this is why I think SSCA, now we are discussing, and we thought this is one of the things you guys should know about. Data analytics, problem solving. This is one of the things that you guys should know about, so that you guys are not found dumbfounded later. What is going on? Huh? Everything is automated. How will go? So there are opportunities for you. In fact, you guys have the positions in the right place than others. Others now have to go to the university and learn many things that you guys already know. So you guys just have to upgrade your skill to take on these new roles, to new systems. Whenever some ERP is made, right, in organizations, ultimately comes to finance, right? Financial accounts. Why? ERP is an organizational decision support system. So finance and accounts are the department or division in organization that helps people to take decisions. And you guys are rightly placed to do that. Okay? And you guys ultimately is the cost optimization expert. Already, yeah? Whenever the cost goes high, who again the management calls? Right? So you guys know how to looking for cost solution, how cost optimizations and solving problems. Okay. So this is why you guys are primarily positioned to acquire this skill in the coming days. So any questions? No questions? Everyone is sleeping or everyone understood everything? Any questions from online?
No.
No, everyone is sleeping today.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What's the difference between analysis and analytics?
Analysis and analytics. Analysis is basically what we say is the actual work of analyzing the thing. So when you take the data, you do the analysis. When you analyze it, this is analysis. Analytics is the whole ecosystem we're talking about. It is talking about database. It is talking about systems. It is talking about automations. It is talking about data gathering and everything. Okay. So this is very similar. but we try to differentiate it a bit, but it overlaps, it always overlaps. Some people say data analyst, some people say, another question I often get, but I didn't get in this session, what is the difference between data analyst and data scientist?
Yeah, someone asked already.
Right? Some people are data scientists, some people are data analysts, right? What is the difference? Anyone say? Data analyst basically goes back and works on the model that has already been developed. Okay? So when they analyze the data, they work on the models they know and already been developed in the market or the system of their product before. Data scientist is a scientist. What scientists like to do? This like to create new things, invent new things, find new things. So they always try to optimize. They always try to find new things to analyze the data, new ways of analyzing the data, new ways of seeing the data, finding new interpretation of the data, or what other thing the data is saying that he is not getting. The scientist is kind of an explorer. We'll go back, we'll take the data, and we'll try to paint a picture from analyzing the data from his point of view. And he may also invent new tools and techniques of analyzing the data. On the other hand, data analyst, basically he goes back and he or she goes back and analyze the data based on available tools and techniques and things like that. Okay. So what are these data and data analytics? What is data? Can someone tell me?
Unorganized information.
Unorganized information. And information is organized data.
Yeah, that
Yeah. No, you're right. You're very right. This one we have to look into it. Any other person? Yep.
raw facts and figures. Raw facts and figures.
Raw facts and figures, yes. Random facts, yes. Anything else? So we have talked about facts and figures, right? So what is facts? Facts are basically words or text, right? And figures are numbers. So we've talked about numbers and words or text. Picture, can picture be data? Yeah. Can video be data? Right? Anything can be data. Everything is basically data. So if a data scientist was here in this room, what would he do? At first,
Collect the data.
collect the data. What data? If he's a very good data scientist over here, excellent data scientist, he would have come here and first he would like to, or he would try to categorize you, right? Classify you, group you, right? Who is wearing spectacle and who is not wearing a spectacle, right? Glasses, who's wearing glasses and who is not wearing glasses? Who has hair, who doesn't have hair? Who is male, who is not male? Who is wearing Punjabi, who is wearing shirt, right? They would have tried to classify you in the ways they seem fit at first, then reclassify you, then classify you again, then classify you again, unless and until they know more about it. Okay, we'll look into this in a bit later. Predictive analytics, we'll look into this a bit later. Okay. So what is data? So let me tell you my story. Huh? I have a conference in Myanmar, I think, a couple of months. So I was searching Myanmar hotels. I went to the website and look into that. So what happened is that already Google is giving you many options, right? You can 5-star or list or many things, hotel booking and everything. And then what happened is that I started to get emails regarding Myanmar deals, Myanmar hotels, Myanmar flights, right? And then Myanmar trips. And then started to get emails about Myanmar foods. How should I go and eat and whatever it is, shop and everything, and what to see and what not to see, everything. So what is happening?
Because Google collected data already.
Right. I just told them, I just searched Myanmar hotels. And Google went nuts, right? When Matt, where to meet everything, right? Myanmar hotels, Myanmar restaurants, Myanmar share, too much, right? But isn't it happening to you every day? Isn't it? Right? If you watch in YouTube, if you watch a video, what happens? Similar video comes up, right? If you in Facebook, if you watch a video or post a like in some kind of ad and things, what happens? Similar things comes to you, right? Similar companies ads or promotions are coming to you, so they are targeting you. Analyzing a simple click, the power of data. Look at the power of the data. They are analyzing your simple like that you just clicked. Right? You took the mobile, you just clicked like, and Facebook goes mad, right? They started to pour you with information regarding other things and things. So what is happening? And what we are doing in Bangladesh? What is happening in the world and what we are doing? Right? So data is changing. So this is where how powerful has data become in recent days. Okay. So data is numbers. We talked about data being numbers. We talked about data being visuals. It can be pictures. We can show data in graphs, right? We're looking at numbers. We can also show data in graphs. Data is information, right? If we put the data in the right way or analyze data in the right way, data can become information. Very good. Data tells stories. These three are very conventional definitions, right? But these two are the more important ones. Data tells stories. Data should tell you some story behind it. My just putting Myanmar hotel there are creating story for me, right? So probably I'm gonna take 2 extra days there. I'm gonna travel to places there. I'm gonna go to a restaurant there. Then they have recommended me, right? So they are creating a story for me, and inside they're creating business for them, but they're trying to create story for me. So data is all about telling stories. Which story you want to tell about someone, and how you can leverage the story for your benefit. These two have become the most important part of data, and data is future. Predicting what you will do next. Right? Suppose you come here, huh? You now come here. Today you have a iftar, right? They can have the iftar here. And it's a buffet iftar. You don't have any choice. Whatever we give you, you have to eat. But what happens if you go to a restaurant today, and if you decide that you will go for a la carte menu, right? A la carte means you order. Right? Now think about this. You go to different restaurants in Dhaka, and every time you offer chicken cashew nut salad. Now today you go to a completely new restaurant you have never gone before, and he comes and tell you, sir, our chicken cashew nut salad is very good. What happens? You're gonna buy it, huh? Because they know that you like it. Right? Now, it's not possible that at present it's not possible that one restaurant will get another restaurant's information, right? But where do they can get the information? Facebook. In Facebook, you posted, oh, I had the just best chicken cashew nut salad in the world 3 years ago. Right? So whenever you go there to Facebook, you write chicken cashew nut salad and post a picture. And when you enter the shop camera identify your face. Just think about it. Identified your Facebook is possible, face identification, tagging. The shop camera identified your face, and they now know what you like to eat. So what is happening, guys? Right? It's changing. The world is changing, so we have to adapt. If data analysis is going to that direction, we cannot fall behind, right? So this is the future. It's going to happen in Bangladesh also. It's going to happen. It's happening. It's already happened with me. This Ramadan, I got some offer, and they told me that you can have the best halim there, and this person is going to say halim. How do they know that I like halim so much? I have a Ramadan calendar, 30 days, and how many times I have eaten halim? Okay, in the Ramadan. So how do they know that? Know this? Obviously, they know this. Probably have ordered from them before or something, but they have sent me that one. So I'm definitely going to order halim from them. Right? So this is becoming this personal, right? You are getting halim, but maybe he's getting kachi biryani. The person beside you. So it's individual stories. It's all about your individual stories. It's not about I'm offering halim to everyone here. Right? So it's changing. It's telling individual stories now. So now with data, you have to start telling stories like that, creating stories like that for people. That's the future. That's where the data is going. Okay. So types of data. Someone said primary and secondary data. Huh? Back there, someone. Primary and secondary data is what type of data? Someone said primary and secondary data. In the room, okay. Yeah, there person. It's not that easy, my friend. It's very confusing. Huh? Now it's gonna get confused. You're gonna get confused. So data, what is primary data? Yeah, I go here, I ask him, I have the data and I write it, right? That's primary data. I do it myself. I go here, ask him what's your name, what's your age, everything, are you married, everything, and I collect it. That's primary source of data and collect it. What is secondary source of data? Sorry. Information, external sources. Sorry? Someone is collected, right? You already have it somewhere. So just go there and collect it. Why did you used to do it? Have anyone done here BBA MBA? Any BBA MBA here? Yeah. How many times have you prepared report, completely authentic report by yourself, or how many times you went to the report of previous people collecting information from that and copied it? I'm just telling you, it's not pointing finger. I'm just telling you, we have all done that to some extent. We have already done collected data from someone else and shown it to people, and that's secondary data, right? So you go there, collect data from different places, and prepare a report and submit and get it. Okay, it happens. This is a secondary source of data. But now, what is it? Another type of data classification is there: internal data and external data. What is that? When someone said internal sources, right? In an organization, whenever you collect it from internal shops, internal channels, internal people, internal database, internal everything, there is internal source. Whenever you collect it from externally, then it's external source. Now, let me confuse you more. Data is observational and questionnaire. What is that? Observation is I go and observe people, collect data. It's a very famous technique. If you have studied lean or someone, you call it Gemba. Okay, it's Japanese technique. We call it Gemba. Go and see. Gemba means go and see. So you go somewhere, you just sit idle and you just watch what is happening. These days we have CCTV, so we put CCTV and we watch. But generally, we just go there and watch what is happening. We don't interfere in their life. We don't do anything in the factory floor mostly, and we just watch in the CCTV for 9 hours what they're doing. Okay. So observational technique is another thing, right? Another one. And then we have questionnaire. We can prepare a question and go to the people, ask same way. Another time. Okay, happy? Any more time? Unfortunately, yes. There's qualitative and quantitative data, right? What is qualitative data? Super. Super. And what is quantitative data? Excellent. 100. 100 of 100. So, what is qualitative data?
Nominal and ordinal.
Yep. Those are nominal, ordinal, and another one is binary. We call this qualitative data, right? We'll going to look into that a bit later. What is quantitative data? You can quantify, like numbers, counts, averages, time, right? Whatever we can quantify is quantitative data. Done? No, another one. It's categorical and numerical. So how many types of data classification we have seen so far? Huh? Forgot, huh? We started with one and then let me see. So primary, secondary, and internal, external, and observational, questionnaire, and qualitative, quantitative, and now categorical, numerical. Okay? So what is categorical? What is numerical?
Basically, nominal data.
Same. Categorical, numerical is qualitative, quantitative. Same. It's another name for it. Huh? Oh, we have another one. Discrete and continuous. Okay? What is discrete and what is continuous?
Full numbers are discrete and the continuous is like point something.
So basically, categorical plus count is discrete, and any fraction is continuous, or which can be fraction is continuous, right? For example, if I count number of people in this room, is it discrete or continuous? Discrete, right? If I count weight of this, if I add weight of these people, of all the people of this room, is it discrete or continuous? Continuous, right? Because weight can be Slide can be changed, right?
Sadiq bhai,
Yep.
can you just answer
Sure.
the same thing I have asked, like a difference between data analyst and data scientist? Kuram Ali has asked, so if you could specify a little bit.
Let me come back to the end in the question answer session. with that.
Okay, we'll do that.
Kuram bhai? Okay.
Sure.
Thank you. Okay. Anything else? Okay. So 6 categories, right? Now, let me make it easy for you. It's very difficult. So this is how data classification is basically based on types of data. Two things: how you collect or source your data, get your data. That's one kind of classification, right? That leads you to one. This is something I think you guys will get confused more and more when you go in data. So let me try to summarize it for you today. So one is what we are calling primary and secondary, right? So when we collect data, we either can collect from primary source or secondary source. In primary, we can collect from internal source or external source. And secondary, we can collect from observational. We can go to the report and see the reports, or we can collect from questionnaire. So we can give a research agency. Yeah, sure.
My
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Now clear? Okay. We can give a research agency and collect the data, right? So this is one way to summarize data types, right? Another way that is data analysts use is this one. So this is when you're collecting data is very important. Don't ignore this. When you're collecting data, you have to collect data in the right way. There is a whole discipline on it. We call it data sampling. If you haven't sampled data in the correct way, in the right way, in the proper way, your whole study is nothing, right? So we haven't been talking about data sampling today. We won't talk about data sampling today, but this is something you need to be cautious about when you are collecting and sourcing data from different places, right? You have to sample the data properly. What is sampling? Can someone tell me?
Small set of numbers from the
Yeah.
different population.
Yeah. So today, when you will have iftari, someone will have the pyaju, right? And say, oh, it's not good. So when pyaju is not good, you decide not to have iftari anymore. Huh? This pyaju is not good, then nothing is good here. And you leave. So is that right sampling? No. Probably the pyaju was bad, but probably the begun is good, probably the halim is better. Right? But you sample one item and you decided it's not good and you left. So that's a bad sampling. I'm hungry, that's why I'm talking about food. Okay? You're hungry also? Okay. So that's one type of sampling, right? So we have to sample it properly. So what we have to do? We have to collect 10 people from here, and we have to take the 10 people and tell them to sample each item and then rate them. And then they can come back and tell you, well, now you can eat. They're all good or all bad, right? So that's the proper sampling, proper data analysis, right? So data analysis case, what we look into is qualitative and quantitative data, or categorical or numerical data. Right? So in qualitative data, we have three types: binary, nominal, and ordinal. Right? We often don't mention the binary one, but in data analysis, we explicitly mention the binary one because the method of analyzing binary data is different. The tools and techniques we use to analyze the binary data is different than we use more than binary data, or 3 data or 4 data, right? So what is binary data? Can someone say, tell me, it's there? Huh? Yes, no, or male, female, right? Or what can be?
Black and white.
Day or night, right? Black and white. Black and white I won't say because there are many colors. Day and night, binary data. Either day or night, there's nothing in between, right? Either male or female. Let's forget about the third gender right now, but there's nothing in between. Okay? Or either yes or no. Okay, there's nothing in between. So we have different kind of data. We can call it binary data. So binary data we basically do logistic regression and other kind of regression when analyzing, or different kind of things we try to use it to analyze. But that's one way to look into it. Huh? Same as nominal data. What is nominal data?
the names, the name of countries, and that is
It can be names, name of the countries, name of the color, right? What is nominal data? Anyone else? Nominal data. Can someone tell me an example?
Name of the person, someone said.
Name of the
Abdullah
person, but
Khamis.
then it will be very difficult to analyze. It will depend. For example, your operator can be a binary data, sorry, nominal data, name of the operator or things like that. It can be, yeah. Anyone else? Name of if the items can be nominal data, right?
name of anything basically.
Basically, name of anything that is called nominal. From name, it can nominal. Okay. Then we have ordinal data. What is ordinal?
Nominal data which can be ordered.
Yes. So what is ordinal? Can someone give an example?
Ranking of the players.
Ranking of the players can be ordinal data. Anything else?
Uber drivers rating.
Uber drivers rating can be ordinal data. Yeah. Someone is giving 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So it means there's an order here, right? Rating and ranking is very confusing, huh? Because sometimes you use it is continuous data. Sometimes you also use it is ordinal data. It depends on the situation you are working at, the data we are working with, right? So it changes. Its category changes. For example, in some cases we will use it continuous data. When we are doing regression, in some cases we may use it if there is too many ratings. For example, if you are doing NPS, there are 10 scale, so there is no point in taking that in ordinal data. We're probably going to take that in continuous data. Generally, the rule of thumb is if something is 5 or less than 5 rating, we take it is ordinal data. But if more than 5, we try to convert it into a continuous for because it helps in the analysis, data analysis. Okay. So what is numerical? Numerical, we have discrete. Discrete is count, right? We talked about count data. So if I count how many people are in this room, there is discrete data, right? Or ratio is also a discrete data. How? Ratio of count is also a discrete data. Ratio of continuous data is continuous data. Ratio of discrete data is discrete data. This is another confusion we face so many times when we conduct trainings. Huh? For example, if you count there are 100 people in this room and 60 people are probably wearing glasses. So the 60% is this is basically a discrete data here. It's not continuous, though it is a fraction, but still it's a discrete data. Okay? Because you cannot, if there's 100 people, right? It cannot be 60. It can be either 60% or 61%. It cannot be 60.5%, right? Yeah, come on. Just it cannot be between 60.5%. Is that clear? So when you have a definite count number, the fractions you can have is fixed, right? So if there are 100 people in this room, we can have 100 fractions, right? 1 by 100, 2 by 100, 3 by 100, 4 by 100, 5 by 100, but we cannot have 0.45, right? We cannot have something like that. So that's a discrete data. But the same way, if it's a continuous data like time, so if you divide time by time, it can be continuous. So it will be continuous data. Remember this, if you study data analysis or go to data analysis, please remember this. Huh? So when you are, many times you are confused, if it's a discrete data or continuous data, just use this example to understand if it's a discrete data or continuous data, how you're going to look at this. Why this is important understanding? Because the way we will do analysis vary a lot with what kind of data we are working in. For example, it's a binary. We are probably going to do binary logistic regression. If it's a nominal, we're going to do nominal logistic regression. If you're going to ordinal, we're going to do ordinal logistic regression. If it's a discrete data, we probably cannot do regression, or we're going to probably do chi-square, right? If it's a continuous data, discrete data, we can also do ANOVA, or here we can do ANOVA regression, things like that. So it changes with data type, it changes. Okay, so now we have talked about data and data types. Any questions here? Also from online? Data scientist one we will answer later.
Okay. As Seher Yakub asked, what type of courses we can do to become a data analytics? And then is SAP and REP related to data analytics?
ERP. SAP and ERP.
Okay.
Yeah, SAP and ERP. SAP is very much related to data analytics. Okay, because SAP is a decision support system. Okay. We don't use in our country. We don't use it like that. We collect the data, fetch the data, and analyze it ourselves. But SAP is a decision support system, so it should be helpful to analyze data. ERP is basically a database which shows data in a predefined way. Right? The way you want to show it, you want to have it, it shows in like to that way. SAP is also kind of ERP. So in that sense, ERP is the bigger frame. ERP, you have data, and you can use the data for analysis. But it depends from system to system. Some system has data analysis part built in their ERP. Some systems don't have that built in. That's the second part of the question. First part of the question was,
what type of courses we can do to become a data analyst?
you should start with very basic courses with data analytics. For example, first part, data analytics has two parts. One part is computer part, right? Computer system software, those kind of parts. So you need to learn how to operate some software. You need to, if in extreme cases, you need to learn how to do programming, R or Python. Those are the two most used analysis programming tools right now. So in extreme cases, you need to learn that. But for the beginner courses, you can go to edX or Coursera or things like that. There are many free courses there. You need to go and study those. You have many free courses and see if it is for you. First thing is you need to see if it is for you. And now, there's two parts I have told about. I have talked about the computer part. There's another part is the statistical part. Analysis has always two parts, right? One is computer, one is statistics. Now, what we learn in accounting is one kind of mathematics, right? One kind of analysis and number game. Statistics is another kind of mathematics and number game. Sometimes these merge. When you do forecast, when you do simulation, right? You do sensitivity analysis, right? Have someone done sensitivity analysis? When you do forecasting and things like that, right? Okay. So those are basically statistical use of methods. Statistical methods we use to analyze data, even in accounting or finance disciplines. So we use that also. So data analytics, there are two parts. One is computer part, one is statistical part. Better you start with the statistical part. So once you are confident about the statistical part, then you can go back to the computer part and learn. Okay? Because if you go to the computer part at first, to analyze data, you need to learn the statistical part. So then you have to learn two parts together, which will be very difficult. Because there are tests. There are 19 tests only for Six Sigma. If you do for the Six Sigma method, there are 19 tests you need to learn, or there are things like that. So it becomes very difficult. So better you start with the statistical parts, not focus on software or tools or hardware at first. Later, come back to the software part. And if you are really want to be data scientist, you can go and learn R, Python, those kind of things. I think some of you already learned SQL, right? SQL, Oracle, right? So this is basically a similar thing. R, Python, those are basically similar thing. The syntaxes are very easy. Like SQL. SQL it's a very easy, select dash from dash, blah, 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 blah. It's very, that one is very easy. Similar. Running queries and things like that are very similar. Any more question?
How would you relate a career path of an SEC affiliate with data analytics?
Let me take the question later, with the data scientist.
Sure.
Okay, any question from here? Okay. So, in a business, all your management wants you to answer 4 questions. So all the questions management ask, they can be summarized into 4 questions. Okay. Can anyone tell me what are the questions? All the questions your management ask can be summarized or categorized into 4 questions. Sorry? Those are 4W is there, but management when asked, you're right, you're very in the right track. So, anyone else want to add? Cost is one question. Another one? Anyone else?
NP, net profit.
Net profit, right?
Sales growth.
Sales growth, right? So net profit is what? Money. What net profit did we get, or what net profit will we have? Sorry?
Net profit margin.
Profit margin in the past or the future? Both, right? So just think about it. We'll play a little game now, but in the meantime, just think about it. Okay? What are the 4 questions management want us to answer in the organizations, especially you people, right? Especially finance and accounts, or the people who work in strategy, they always get these 4 questions for the CEOs. So they have to answer these 4 questions. But before doing this, let's play a little game. Okay? So World Cup is near. 7 days to go, na? 7 or 8 days to go. World Cup cricket. 7 days to go. Okay. So what I did, I tried to create a World Cup team of mine. Consists of 5 batsmen, right? So I tried to create a World Cup Asian team. How an Asian team will look like in the World Cup. So in Asian team, there will be Bangladesh, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, and India. Afghanistan I haven't bought here. In mistake I haven't bought Afghanistan here. But let's just say Bangladesh, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, and India, right? There are 4 Asian teams. So there are 2 players from each team here. They are all batsmen, right? So there are 8 players, and I have to pick 5 players to play in my team. Now each of these box represents a real player. I have hidden their name. Each of these boxes represent a real player. So A is a real player, B is a real player, right? So everyone is a player here. So can you tell me, if I ask you to pick 5 batsmen, they're all batsmen, right? So the 8 batsmen I have picked, and I have to pick 5 batsmen for the team. So can you tell me which 3 batsmen you won't pick? You won't pick. So you will pick 5 batsmen, you won't pick 3 batsmen, right? There are 8 batsmen. So which 3 batsmen you won't pick? Okay, you can also discuss for a couple of minutes in your team, in your group, if you want. I think you guys can discuss among yourself for a couple of minutes. Online guys, you can look into this and find out whatever is the selection. You can send.
Shoaib Rabbani said B, C, and D.
B, C, and D, you won't hire, right? Okay. Discuss among yourself. Huh? Discuss among yourself before telling me, before agreeing. So now what happens when you have a problem? Give me a minute. Huh? So when you have a problem, what do? Excuse me. When you have a problem in organizations, what do? We call a meeting. Huh? So now you are guys in the meeting. So now I have given you a problem. Out of this 8 batsmen, you have to eliminate 3. So which 3 will you eliminate? So have your meeting and tell me the answer. Okay. What is the team? What is team? Which 3 batsmen you are not gonna pick? Guys in the back, you can join some table if you want, or you can discuss among yourself. Their strike rate is same. Okay, just give me. They have the same strike rate. Okay, scoring rate is same. This is average. It's not age. Average. Average. This is the recent form of their last 15 innings. 15 innings average. Last 15 innings average.
Whether they have any World Cup experience.
Whether they had played at the England condition.
Same, it's same for everyone. Other things are same. Okay, other things? Yes. This is the last 50 innings average in English condition. Ask me questions. I am your ERP now. So you can ask me questions.
Calendar or the opening or the middle order. I have to show.
Next.
What about the age?
Age is not same. Age is a bit different. Sorry? Sorry, I can't hear.
Is age a factor here? Can we choose according to the age or is it?
It's average. It's not age. It's average. AVG, average. Average run per game. So this is basically there 15 innings average run in English condition in the recent days.
How many from India and how many from Australia?
Here we have 2 Bangladeshi, 2 Indian, 2 Sri Lankan, 2 Pakistani. So out of 8 you have to select 5. Or you have to eliminate 3. So give me the 3 names you will select.
Talal Arshad asked what is standard deviation.
Very good question. So someone has asked a good question. What is the
Talal
standard
Arshad.
deviation? Talal Arshad, thank you very much. So this is the standard deviation.
Coefficient of variance of it.
That you can calculate from here. That you can calculate. You don't need a machine. You can do ratio mentally. You don't need to exactly coefficient of variation. You can do the ratio mentally. Why everyone is silent? People are discussing and buzzing, and why everyone is not silent? Huh? Yeah. So, decided? Okay, you have 30 seconds to decide. Who will speak from the team? Just decide among yourself. So online, what answers do you have from online?
ABCEG, Ramiz Ahmed, and Weaker Zunaid said D, F, and H.
How, right? G, F, and H. No. Okay. Okay, done. This table, what did you select? Which 3 player you want to eliminate? First, please everyone silent. Okay. Have anyone decided? Any table decided? Yeah.
E, D, and F.
B,
E and F.
Bangladesh, Dhaka, and France. These 3 are not selected. Which table agree with this? Any other table agree with this? Last table agree with this? Any other table? No, no one is agreeing. Same data, same thing. Okay. So what do you guys have?
BCG.
B, B, C, and G, you will eliminate, right? Okay, anyone agree with that? B, C, and G? That table agrees with it. Table, as a table. Your table agree with this? Okay, anyone else? No one else. Okay, what you guys have? Sorry?
EFG.
E is E, France, and Dhaka. Dhaka, England, and France. Okay, anyone agree with that? No. So we have 3 options and we have 5 tables agreeing to 3 options. 4 tables. Yes.
D, F, and H.
D, F, and H. Dhaka, France, and Holland. Okay. I think this is the same answer we got in online also. Okay.
Another one
Anyone?
is B, G, and H.
B, G, and H. So D, F, and H. Anyone? You guys agree? Anyone else? So which table has an answer so far? Did you answer? Which one? A, E, and F. Okay. Anyone agree?
CFD. CFD.
D, C, D, F. C, D, and F. So in this room we have 8 tables, or if I consider the back, we have 9 tables, and we have 6 answers. Same data, same player, same thing. What is happening?
Thank God, not 9 answers.
Huh? Okay. In online we also got 2 different answers. So in total we have 11 answers. So what is happening? What is standard deviation? Right? Variation from the mean, right? Basically variation from the center. Whatever we call it, it's a standard deviation, right? Everyone knows the concept of standard deviation. Is there anyone who doesn't know the concept of standard deviation? Please ask.
Can you give an example?
Standard deviation is something like this. You go to office, right? So each day, or no, not the office. For example, let me tell you that you have to collect, weight 1 kg of rice each day for your home, right? 1 kg of rice. So you go there and you get 1 kg of rice from the shop each day. Sometimes it's 1 kg, and you come home and you weight it again. Sometimes it's 1 kg, sometimes it's 990 gram, sometimes it's 1010 gram, things like that. So when it is varying from that 1 kg, so it is varying plus 10 minus 10, right? Or plus 5 minus 5, or whatever it is. This is called the standard deviation. So what we do is we calculate those variations and we standardize it, and we call it a standard deviation, right? So this is a separate formula. This is separate. I need to look into that. But standard deviation basically is measuring your variation from the average or mean. In statistics, we never call average, we always call mean. Okay, so standard deviation is your variation from the mean. What is the mean and what is the variation? So his mean is 57, which is fine, right? But did he actually score 57? No, probably he scored 59 and 56, or 58 and 56, right? So it is highly unlikely that he scored 57 in a match. Is highly, but the average comes down to 57. So standard deviation is telling us what is then the range he is operating in. What is his other scores, or how are his other scores look like? For example, one batsman, he can go and score a 50 today and score a 50 tomorrow. Average is 50. Another batsman scored 100 today and 0 tomorrow. Same, average is 50. So which batsman will you pick? It will depend on your team strategy. We cannot say that we will pick the consistent one, or we will pick the one who can score 100. It will depend on your team strategy. So to solve the problem, the first thing we need to discuss was what is your strategy of picking the team. So do you want consistent players, all consistent players, then you will get players who has the lowest standard deviation, right? If you decide to make a team of all consistent players, you will pick players who have the lowest standard deviations, because you know what kind of score they will give. Some idea, right? So I just put another thing here. This is their range. Range means there is this is their one standard deviation range. What do we say that in one standard deviation there is a probability, the 65% of the probability that they will score between 15 and 19. Okay, that is the 68% probability. That is we call one standard deviation. Okay, so what do you see here? Now decide which batsmen do you want to pick. But first thing what you need to do, you need to fix your strategy, because now you are solving your problem. Problem is eliminating 3 players or keeping 5 players who are gonna give me the maximum number of runs. Now no strategy is bad. I'm not gonna question your strategy, but you have to have a strategy. You can decide that we need to have all consistent player, or we can decide that we will take players based on whoever scored the potential highest run, right? You can do that. That's up to you. That is your strategy. I'm not going to question your strategy, but you have to have your strategy to fix the team. So what can be balanced team? Can someone answer?
What is the strike rate?
It's exactly same for everyone. What can be balanced team?
The calculation of C is correct.
Sorry?
The range calculation of C is correct.
C is correct. It will be 86.
And not 0, right?
It will be minus, but I wouldn't put minus. It will be minus, but you won't put minus. Yeah. There are points, so that's why it came. Those fractions, so it came as like that. So, do anyone want to change their team? 3 players you want to eliminate. What is your strategy? What is your strategy in picking the team? Tell me.
We always pick the aggressive players.
Aggressive players. We have decided that no matter what, we are going to go with players who have the potential of giving us the highest runs. So you are taking a big risk, because if they are giving you the lowest run, 0, then you have a 0 score, right? Potential of a 0 score, right? So anyone else? What is your strategy? Strategy. I'm talking about strategy. How you are going to pick the team. For example, they went for aggressive batsmen. So they are gonna. You have gone for consistent player, right? Anyone else? You have a mix, right? Combination of consistent and aggressive players. That can be another approach. So when you are solving your problems, you need to focus on first thing is what you are solving and what is your strategy. Your strategy is based on your understanding of the surroundings. So, for example, they took batsmen who are aggressive. Why? Because probably, just tell me, why did you select aggressive batsmen or not consistent batsmen?
Say, for example, my 2 batsmen doesn't perform, they score 0, but
Yeah.
the other 3 will cover that.
Other 3 will cover that. Okay. Anyone else for a logic, another logic or another reason for selecting aggressive team batsman? Yeah.
Because we are playing T20.
We are playing one day. Yeah, but one day you have to survive 50 overs. You have to understand, you have to get players who will survive 50 overs.
I thought it was a T20.
Oh. World Cup is a one day.
It was about World Cup.
Yeah. Okay. So next, so one of the logic behind just selecting aggressive team can be that you have seen in the recent time the scores are always been up 300 up, more than 300. So the pitch is more likely to be batting friendly. So it is better to have aggressive, better high scoring batsman to which will increase our chance of getting more score, right? That can be one of your logic, one of your thinking behind the decision of picking aggressive batsman, right? What is your reasoning behind picking consistent players more?
Because it's a one-day game and
Yeah.
we need to survive 50 overs.
Exactly. Okay. So which player is the common one you guys have eliminated? B. Everyone eliminated B, na? D, more or less everyone eliminated. Anyone kept D in the team? But you guys are talking about consistency. Then D should be the first name in your team. Yeah, D should be your first name in the team, right? Okay, let's look at the players. These are the players. Huh? So now what will happen? No analysis from this room. 2 Bangladeshi players are in, right? Then we will eliminate 3 from the rest 5, right? Rest 6, right? Same thing will go to the Pakistan. They will have the 2 Pakistani players in and eliminate 3 from the rest 6. Same will go in India. Same will go in Sri Lanka. So what was the message here?
Data analysis does not
Partial, right? End of the day, when you analyze data, if you can analyze it impartially, you can have surprising meaning or interpretation and things like that. We often get partial when you're analyzing data and when you're working in meetings and all.
When you are taking any decision, your mindset also supported.
Yeah.
So you have a free mindset, what
Free
you are
mindset.
going to see,
Yeah.
and you also always try to support the
Yeah.
data analysis with your mindset.
Yeah. So what we do when we analyze data, basically we call it bias. So when you're analyzing data, to avoid the bias, we try to code the data. We try to code the data, analyze it, and then find out the findings and see the findings and then balance it around. It don't happen. Okay? So data analysis works if you work with an open mind and if you are not biased. So data analysis can also be biased. So you need to be very careful about that when analyzing data. Okay? Any question? Are you changing the slides?
Yeah.
The 4 questions what I'm talking about. What is happening in my business? That is the first question, right? What is my profit? What is my cost? What is my sales? What is my A? What is my B? What is my C? What is my D? Right? That is the first question management asks us. Huh? What is happening? Next question is
Okay,
why?
just one question in the last slide.
Yeah.
Ramiz Ahmed asked whether those values are coefficient. Are those values coefficient?
No. This is average and standard deviation, and this is 1 sigma, 1 standard deviation range.
Okay.
Low score and high score.
Yeah, 1 standard deviation range, not low score and high score. It's not maximum minimum. It is 1 standard deviation range. So if you take 32, 32 minus 10 is 22. 32 plus 10 is 42. It's just that. Okay. So what is happening in my business? That is the first question, right? Why is it happening? The second question management wants us to answer. Third question is what is likely to happen? What's going to happen, right? If you continue to do like this, what's going to happen? You are going to lose the job, but I am going to lose the business. Right? Management tells us many times. Okay. And then what do I need to do? Management hires us for answering all these questions. These 4 questions. Whatever management asks, you can categorize in this question. Agree or disagree? Right? So your job is to answer this question. These 4 questions. It is as simple as that. So when you have these all 4 question answered and take the presentation to management will be happy. Or in some cases, if you don't have some answers, the management will tell you nothing. You have done nothing. Go back and do it again. Because these are the 4 questions we need to answer in our business, in our roles all the time. Okay. So what is happening in my business? Here, what we look into this? Just in the way you guys started looking into today's exercise, right? Game. You started to look into the average and started to answer. But that's the RAM approach, right? That is giving you some vibe, but that is not giving you the whole picture. Right? So what is happening? His average is 32. That happened. Right? You don't know why. You don't know how, but you just know his average is 32. Okay. Why is it happening? Then you have to go back and look into why did he play, how did he get out, which bowlers are getting him out, right? Which type of bowlers are getting him out, and things like that. What is likely to happen? So if he doesn't upgrade his skills, he's gonna get out in the same way in the World Cup, right? He won't be selected, but even if he's selected, he's gonna get out in the same way. And what do I need to do? He needs to upgrade his skills. So these are the 4 questions. Very primarily, these are the 4 questions all management wants from us to answer. Whatever you do, it will fall into these 4 questions. Okay? First question answers the what happened, that comes with how many, when, and where. This is the descriptive statistic that we show the management, right? We show the management average. Our sales was this, right? Our net profit was this, our income statement is this, our balance sheet is this, our working capital, sorry, cash flow statement is this. We all show this to the management. This is basically we are showing management what happened. It's all about past, huh? Mostly about past, and how many, when, and where this happened. Then comes the question is diagnostic. We don't do diagnostic properly in finance and accounting so far. If you ask me, we don't do that. What do we do for diagnostic analysis? Can someone tell me? Your most favorite tool, technique, what do you show? Huh? Ratio and range and graph and the thing that is on every Excel file that you have ever created, variance, right? You put 3 columns, we all put 3 columns. One is current, one is actual, one is target, one is forecast, right? These 3 are our Bible, right? These 3 columns, actual, current, and forecast. Am I right or wrong? Right? So what do? We do all kind of variance analysis of these 3 columns, right? We do it in columns, we do it in rows, but whatever we do, actual, target, and forecast. And we tell management we are 67% down from our sales target. We are 33% up in our OPEX cost, and things like that. That is the thing management see, right? Love to see so far. Am I right or wrong? Mostly that, right? Mostly we do it like that, and then you have cash flow statement and things like that. But mostly we do it like that. But does percentage tell real stories? Does it? In your organization, you also do one thing now, and then you do it really well. For example, when you are showing product sales drop, now you also show product mix, right? Now we also show product mix. For example, which product sales has dropped, which product sales has went up. So we also show the price mix and product mix, price, volume, and product. We have this formula. We put there and we told them this is due to the volume, this is due to the price, and this loss is due to this, right? That's an analysis we do. But these analyses are not focusing, these analyses are focusing what happened. But it's not answering why it happened. Sales drop, but why the sales drop? Right. What is the most common answer of sales drop? 2 most common answer of sales drop? Huh?
Less incentive.
Less incentive, again? Price goes up. Our competitors are giving it a much cheaper price, right? They have done some promotion, it's very cheap, right? And what else? Quality, right? Our quality isn't good, but no product is returned, but quality is not good, right? What else? Economic condition is market is down, no one is buying. What else?
Seasonal variation.
Seasonal variation. I have never seen someone express seasonality really well so far. It seasonally changes. This year is seasonal is September, next year seasonal is March. True or false? Right? Seasonally changes, right? This year is September, next year is March, next year is December. Whenever a sales drop, it's a bad season. Because there is too much heat, people are going out, too much cold, people are going out, it's raining, people are not going out. Everything is seasonal, right? This is the answer salespeople give us, right? This is the reason why sales are dropping and everything is happening. Why is it happening? Because no one is actually properly analyzing the data. Why is the sales is dropping? No one is actually has gone to talk to the customers to see why is it happening. Yeah, they're happening there. So this is diagnostic analysis. Why it happened? Okay, we try to find out. So what we do, use some tools and we will also use some techniques. We will look into some. We'll talk about some, but there's not enough time to look into that. But we'll talk about some. Okay. Then these are about past. Then let's talk about the future. So if your sales continue to drop, what's gonna happen? At the beginning, some people will lose the job. Then many people will lose the job. Then the factory will get closed. Then company will get closed if we don't pick up the sales. This is a progression. We all know it happens step by step. This will happen. So what are we going to do about it? The next question. It's not all companies also losing money. You're also losing your credibility. What happens if you work in a company that got shut down? Do you think about that? Shock laga? We are thinking, our company is thinking, so what? I will go in the next job. But what is going to happen? When you are working in a company that's shutting down, how will it look into your CV? You work in 3 companies that were shut down. Right? How are you going to explain that to the employee? Right? How? Cannot. Because maybe he has something to do. But yeah, so that's something you need to find out. That's something you need to understand, because that is something why you guys need to go back and do this kind of thing. Real data analysis, real data scenario analysis, and look into what is happening. So basically, in the primary phases, these are all reports. You have monthly report, weekly report, daily report, hourly report, and then ad hoc reports. These are all reports are coming. And canned reports are basically, we call it canned reports. What happens? When people come, this is week 13, this is week 13 report, they show it, and then they put in a folder, a big folder which has 97 weekly reports, and they put in there, and everyone forgets about it. Next week they see another. This is why we call it canned reports. No one cares. Too much follow-up means no follow-up. Because everyone gets so accustomed to this, the sense of urgency is not created. Okay, so too much follow-up is not good.
Let's create a bad culture.
It's a bit of back culture, because what happened? Yeah, last week this happened, this week also this is happening. So people try to find out excuses, right? But we never ask why. We never analyze why. Okay, you are saying that it is because of rain. So let's get some data about rain.
Can I share a real life
Sure,
example?
sure, please.
Okay, we are the distributor of P&G, Procter & Gamble.
Yeah.
So like a delivery return that was
Yeah.
quite high, that it was 25%.
Yeah.
So now our target is to make that to like 7%.
Yeah.
So what we have to do, like analyze the data.
Yeah.
Why that is happening.
Yeah.
So what I did, like according to the salesman,
Yeah.
I analyzed the data.
Yeah.
Like it could be because salesman, he didn't take the order.
Yeah.
And place the order.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't go to the shop.
Yeah.
They take order from the anywhere. So what I did, I made an Excel. On that Excel, I started to analyze that, and then I found out that most of the time salespeople they don't take the order.
Yeah.
They just place the order. And what happened? Delivery man goes there and come back, and that's the worst for the company. So this is how I managed to reduce that up to 7%.
So what was the main reason behind this?
Like it could be various reasons. For example, like salesmen they don't take order.
Okay,
But
which
place the
reason,
order.
let me rephrase the question. Which reason contributed the most in this 25% return?
Okay, that was mentioned earlier.
Now, which reason?
What was the
cause?
reason?
What cause
Okay,
contributed the most?
that was fake orders.
Fake orders, right? The fake orders was the number one reason
Yeah.
behind this. So he gathered data, analyzed data, and
And
found
then I
out.
started to follow up with the salesman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once delivery return was come to the office,
Yeah.
like I called that person why
Yeah.
that happened. So this is our managed to reduce it to
Yeah.
7%.
The same thing happens in different industries as well. Very good, 25%, 7%. That's a really good.
Because if you go to
Yeah.
the shop and come back, then you will stop
Yeah.
like product get damaged,
Yeah.
and the delivery man goes there, and that's waste of time.
Yeah, it's also time. It's also a lot of cost. It's a lot of cost to the inventory as well. Because now you're producing product to just think about the domino effect of this, right? There's a domino effect of this problem. What is the domino effect? Suppose he produces 100 pieces, he delivered 100 pieces, and 25 pieces return, right? Next month. But what is he doing? What the company is doing? Company have seen that there's a demand of 100 pieces in the market, so company decide to push another 10 pieces in the market. So company produce 110 pieces for the next month. So now suddenly you have 110 pieces and the 25 pieces return. Suddenly you have 135 pieces. So what's going to happen? Your inventory is getting piled up, right? But you also already have bought raw material for the next month. So your cash is getting tight. It's a simple problem, but it is having a domino effect in so many other things. At first, it is affecting the production. Then it is affecting the inventory. Then it is affecting the raw material purchase because now you don't have money to buy raw material because your money is tied in the return goods. And then you have more delivery delays and things like that. So these kind of things are very dangerous for an organization. Once it starts happening, return products, many organizations tell that you don't need to return, you keep it. Because then once it comes to returns, it will have a major domino effect in other things. Okay, that if you don't return it, they keep it as an advance for the next month. 3 years later. Huh? What's happening?
The charger.
Oh, sorry. Okay, let's start. It will take a minute or two. So how was I? So this will cause a domino effect. So this is why we need to solve these problems. So diagnostic, what diagnostic does? Diagnostic helps us to identify why this happened, right? Okay. Next, what was the third one? First one is the descriptive analytics. Second is diagnostic analytics, that is answering why this happened. Third one is what is likely to happen. So what is this? This is predictive analytics. We are predicting. We are trying to predict what is likely to happen. You all do this prediction. Can you tell me what tool you use for prediction? Budgeting. Yeah. Financial modeling, super. What kind of modeling tool you use? Regression, super. Anything else? What software do you use for modeling? Any software do you use for modeling? Excel? Okay. Have you ever tried Oracle Crystal Ball? Modeling? Please try this. You can find a free version and try this. Okay. So the thing you do mostly is forecasting. right? When you are doing analysis or modeling, the thing you are doing mostly is forecasting. You are projecting or forecasting. Budgeting is cost, so that's another part, but mainly you are forecasting your future, trying to forecast your future, what is likely going to happen based on some assumptions, right? We have some assumptions. For example, what will be the inflation rate, what will be the dollar currency rate, what will be the increasing cost, how many days of operation will be there. So there will be many assumptions we take, right? How many people we will need, how many offices we will have, what will be the order quantity. So there are many assumptions we create, and based on that we do forecasting, right? Try to use Oracle Crystal Ball if you can. There's a free version for I think 3 months or 1 month, and you can change versions and use it many times, but try to use it. This is free version 1. You cannot crack it. It's not crackable. So forget about crack. But you shouldn't crack. But you use Oracle Crystal Ball and you will see the difference. The problem with current modeling, the Excel modeling, is that we don't consider distribution. What distribution? Data distribution. Everyone blank, huh? What is data distribution? Data always follows some pattern. It's not always like this, right? It's not always like this. Different kind of data has different kind of pattern. For example, the most popular distribution is normal distribution. Normal distribution is like this, bell. We call it bell shaped. So when data is on that distribution, it will behave in a different way than other data. So when you are comparing, for example, forecasting inflation, right? So you put inflation ranges 3 to 6%. I give you that. You put inflation. Generally, we put one number 6%, but you are developing a model. You are simulating. So, for example, simulation you put 3 to 6%, right? So how this 3 to 6% will change? It follows a certain distribution model. It can be normal. It can be Poisson. It can be hyperbole. It can be many other methods. Binomial. It can be many other kind of distribution. So if you don't select the right kind of distribution for that particular assumption, then your model won't give you the right answer. That's why Excel model don't often work. Okay, because you need to find out the right kind of distribution of the data that will follow. For example, sales is sometimes Poisson distribution, sometimes normal distribution. We will look at the data and see, and then we have to portray it in that way, right? Okay, so that's why it doesn't work always. So try to see Oracle Crystal Ball. I'm not paid by Oracle, huh? I don't sell the products, so I'm not going to get any commission from that. But just try to see and look into this. It will help you to understand. Have you ever heard of Monte Carlo simulation? Yeah. So it's an advanced version of Monte Carlo simulation. You should look into that. That's one thing that system has, identifying distribution patterns. Okay. So we predict, right? So we predicted. We used regression, simulation, many other tools to predict. Then what? Then is random testing and optimization. What is the best for you? For example, suppose this brother, right? I have analyzed from the Google. I have found that for the last 3 or 4 days he is searching something. So what is best? I have one shot to get him. So I have one shot to send him the correct prescription or correct recommendation so that he is gonna buy me. That is the prescriptive model. So I need to guess from that model, does he like pizza or does it like fried chicken or does it like burger? Right? So then I can send him the promotion of that campaign and that he will get. So this is called prescription. Doctors give prescription, right? What you need to do. So this is the system will give you prescription that what you need to do to get to this particular customer. This is in practice in telecom industry a lot. For example, you get this campaign offer, recharge 20 taka, get this money, recharge individual offer. You get, but your friend don't get. Doesn't it happen? You get offer, but your friend doesn't get the offer. Same offer, or your friend cannot activate, but you can activate. These are basically based on those prescriptive modelings. They are prescribing you what you are most likely to take based on that. So it's already being done in telecom industry. It's already being in practice in Uber is trying to practice in Bangladesh a bit. they're offering you discounts and things in from time to time, individual. But mostly the telecom industry, they're practicing it. I don't know about any other industry who's practicing it. Do you know any other industry who's practicing it?
Food industry.
How?
They will like send you special offers in the 10%.
Yeah, but that's when you go there, right? When you're going there, you're going there.
They are using the
Yeah, yeah. Food industry is also the startup side. They're also trying this. Sorry,
hotel.
hotels are doing that. Chaldal is trying to do that. Chaldal has, in fact, a massive opportunity to use it because Chaldal can track. For example, you bought 20 kg rice, huh? So he can track that you have buy 20 kg rice every month. So before the month ends, he can send you the offer.
If
So
the
that you
customer
can
is
go there.
regular,
Yeah, but you can track.
Yeah.
Get the data.
pattern can be analyzed.
Pattern, you can analyze the pattern, and you can send customer offers based on that. Right? Okay. So this is one story. This is a real story, I believe, because this is something I learned from a professor when I was doing this kind of thing. So what happened is that this girl in USA, she went to the super shop. Have you heard the story? I don't know. She went to the super shop and she bought this pregnancy test kit, right, from the super shop, and she returned home. Next week, she went there and she didn't buy. The next month or so, she didn't buy any napkins, or female napkins or sanitary napkins from the shop in the next month, couple of months. So the third month, she went to the shop with her parent, right, and they started to offer her pregnancy products. The shop. And what's happening? And then her father was like, what's happening? Things like that. But that's it. Yeah. But they're tracing her because she's not buying sanitary products. She's not, but she has bought pregnancy products. So they have deduced that she's pregnant. So now she will need pregnancy products. Right? It's happening. This kind of things are happening. Around the world is happening. We're laughing, but this kind of things are happening. People are going to that level because just to reduce the cost. Just think, what will be the cost to do a massive campaign countrywide versus analyzing the data and give you a personalized offer. Compare the cost. It's a no-brainer. It's completely no-brainer. Right? It's much easier to give you that personalized offer than getting customer by doing a massive campaign and praying to Allah. Get customer come. Right? So this thing is changing. Next, we have let me change from here. Oh, it hacked. Sorry, it hacked. Fix it. Okay, so there are 4 kinds of analytics. One is descriptive analytics, which answers what happened. One is diagnostic analysis, which answers why did it happen. There is predictive analysis that will answer what is likely to happen, and then there is prescriptive analytics, which answer what we are going to do. Okay. So let me just go quickly through all this. This is basically just for knowledge. So we are not going to give a lot of examples. Predictive analytics you always do, right? You do business reportings, you create dashboards, data visualization, right? You create graphs and things like that. And outcome is summary business results, right? We show the management the results, leverage data for insight. We look into that, and interpret outputs from predictive analysis. If you have done any predictive analysis, we also try to interpret the output here. Okay. Then is the diagnostic analysis. The focus of the diagnostic analysis is to find why it happened. It is, in other words, this is about the root cause. We don't go to the root cause very often in our management. We try to avoid it as much as possible. Even if we know, we don't want to go there. But diagnostic analysis is always about identifying the root cause and eliminating it. For example,
Yeah, the example I gave, like,
Yeah.
before that people used to blame each other.
Yeah.
Like,
Now.
salesmen used to blame delivery man, delivery used to
The salesman, yeah.
Then only analyze the data, then
Yeah.
find out the root
Yeah.
cause.
Okay. So basically, these are the tools we use. We use generally in our terms, we use Six Sigma, we use Lean, we use 80, and we use some other methods to identify diagnostic and identify why this happened, right? And the happened. Let me just look into here. I wrote here the root causes. I didn't write root cause because there will be multiple causes. You remember I was asking him which one has the biggest contribution, which cause had the biggest contribution, right? But there can be multiple causes. Generally, there can be 3 or 4 causes which will have 80% of the contribution of the problem, right? You know 80-20 we know. So this is basically similar to that. There will be 3 or 4 causes that will have the 80% of the problem, cause the 80% of the problem. Diagnostic analysis, we basically use these tools. We use flowchart, we use the map to identify what is wrong, right? We use histograms, we use Pareto chart, we use check sheets. For example, if something didn't happen, in his case, the fake orders were happening. Now, fake orders are not the root cause. What was the root cause?
They are not being tracked properly.
They are not being checked properly.
But once we knew that,
Yeah.
we work on that.
Yeah. The main problem was fake orders were not tracked properly. The orders were not tracked properly. Fake orders are the symptom. They are using the loophole to order. What used to happen probably in the month end, they used to have fake orders so that they achieve the target. Next month, they would have said customer cancel the order or something happened. Right? This is a common practice in Bangladesh. So, yeah.
I have to work on livestock product.
Yeah.
Most of the time, the root cause, the manager want to say the weather was the root cause.
Yeah.
The weather wasn't in our favor.
Yeah.
So how can you explain this? The alternative root cause? Because most of the product in our organization
Yeah.
is livestock product. So when you want to say that why this is deteriorating, why this is happening, they want to say weather is not in our favor.
Yeah.
So how could we say that another root cause is this?
Very good question. What do you think the actual root cause is?
And most of the time, we don't say that anything because we know this product is mainly depend on weather. But we can't say that you have.
For example, milk or meat. What are you talking about? Milk or meat?
Fish.
Fish. Okay.
Seed.
Fish seed. Okay.
Seed, like seed in agro industries.
Yeah.
And I think we're on the pioneer in the Bangladesh.
Yeah.
But most of the time, we don't say them that if you have the program here,
Yeah.
and you have to predict the weather when you want to sow the seeds.
Yeah.
Because you know the weather condition when it is raining or there is some heat season. So you have to predict or cultivate the seeds based on the season.
Yeah.
But most of the time, the deteriorating result, they want to say the root cause is weather. So is there any alternative for this to say that it is the main root cause?
First thing is that I don't know what is happening there, but let me just summarize from my understanding of the seed market and things like that. If someone goes to seed needs a certain kind of 3 or 4 things. One is certain kind of temperature, right? Second is certain kind of soil or moisturizer in the soil or I think nutrients in the soil.
Soil is pre-tested.
Yeah. Let me answer. Right? This certain kind of weather, certain kind of soil they need, certain kind of moisture they need. For example, the water, how much water you put into the tree, and maybe some other things, right? Maybe mostly these 3 things they will need, right? Seed.
Germination is very
Germination, right? For the germination, probably this is the 3 most important thing, right? Weather, I mean temperature mostly, then soil, and then moisture, right? These are the three most important thing they need. So temperature can be controlled, right? You can control the temperature. You can control the temperature. You can control the temperature. You can't. It's not true. You can't. The thing is that what you need to see in your seed. Now look from a customer point of view. We are talking about the customer, right? Customer is saying that seeds are not germinating.
Not customer, the production house, the production.
The production team.
Production teams are saying the seeds are not germinating.
Production department says that deteriorating result and the root cause of the deteriorating result is weather.
But who is saying? Who is saying that it's not germinating?
Production manager.
How does he know?
I don't know.
I mean, is he sowing the seed in his field and saying that it's not germinating? Customer is saying.
No.
No.
The production team is saying.
We audit in production department.
Okay.
After certain periods,
Yeah.
we have some target, we have
Yeah.
achieved some results.
Yeah.
When we want to ask them that what is the root cause of the deteriorating result, because you have to achieve 20 metric tons, like
Yeah.
you have achieved 10 metric.
Oh, okay, okay. You are talking about internal production, internal seed production. Okay. Then it's a bad answer. Completely bad answer. Because they can control the temperature, they can control the soil, and they can control the moisture. If you are a seed company, if you are in the business of producing seeds, these are the three things you have in your factory, right?
You can't control weather. It's very important because you have to produce these seeds in mass land.
So,
You have to depend on the season, on the rain.
no, but then again, it depends. I understand your point. I understand your point that you have to create in the lands and everything. You cannot control the weather. But how much is controllable and uncontrollable that we know, right? So what you need to do? How are you setting your target? For example, for a particular acre land, what is the optimum level of production? What is the minimum level of production? And what is the most likely production? Monte Carlo, you need to do that. And then you need to see if he is hitting the target or not. But when they're talking about temperature, they need to show you that the temperature was actually fluctuating. They need to show that yes, there was more water in the land than they dissipated. They cannot just come and tell you. For example, your land is in Bogota. Suppose you are producing seed in Bogota, and they're telling the temperature was 40 degrees and above. What do you need to do? What do you need to do? No, you need to go and check AccuWeather and check was the temperature in Bogota for the last 30 days was above 40 degrees or not. Simple. You need to check authenticity of whatever they're telling. That is the first thing. Data integrity. This is what we call data integrity or data authenticity.
Right.
First thing is we don't take everything they say as face value. We look into data. We don't listen to what people are saying. We will tell them, please send me the temperature of those places of those days and show me. Where did it go wrong? Rain, you can find from internet how much it rained in that place. So if you see, yeah, he's telling the truth. There was rain, there was the temperature problems and issues like that. Then you know he's right. But it should be driven by data, not by what he's saying. So he cannot say weather. He needs to say the temperature was this to this degree from this to this month, this day. From the 17th day to 24th day, the temperature was 45 degrees Celsius up, plus. That is what they need to say. Right? They cannot say that it is because of weather. Or they will say that it rained 3 millimeter more or 4 millimeter more in those 7 days than anticipated. Do you get the answer? The picture? Because when you're talking about data, we need to talk with data. We cannot say that we are a data company and then we go and say that it is because of the weather. No. If it is because of the weather, you need to say the change in weather, the change in temperature, or change in rain, or whatever it is. We need to talk about that. That is data-driven company. People will talk in data language, not in other language. Then I am going to ask, what was the standard deviation of your temperature? Yeah, was it too much fluctuating? For how many minutes it was 40 degrees Celsius? Okay, if it's 40 degrees Celsius for 5 minutes for the whole day, and you are showing me that the maximum temperature is your temperature, then I'm not buying it. So it has to be the average temperature, right? So we need to set the criteria and KPI based on data in this area. Okay. Anything else? So we do use this kind of 7 quality tools to use, and also use hypothesis testing. You have talked about regression, and regression you guys all know. So I am not going to talk about this, but did you use chi-square? Have you heard of chi-square? I think you have heard. You have done some data analysis, so others may not have heard of this. I talked about, remember, data type previously, numerical data versus categorical data. So these are basically based on those different kind of tests we do based on the data. If those are numerical or categorical, right? So these are the things we use when diagnostic analysis we do. And these are the 7 quality tools, right? Cause and effect diagram. It's not a very clear. Flow chart is Pareto is something that this brother needed. Pareto chart. For example, when complaint is coming, delivery not done, why it's not being done? So the topmost complaint reason is come first, then second, the third, and then fourth. So he said in descending order, and 80-20 based on 80-20 rule. So from here, he can say, okay, let me work in these 3 problems, which will solve the 80% of the problems, complaints, right? And this is the hypothesis testing roadmap. It's very, it's not complex, but it's something that we need to teach for 3 days, 2 or 3 days. Need to go and learn. So we're not going to go about this. For example, just let me give you an idea. If we talked about data being binary, and if that attribute data, there's 2 things, y and x. Let me just explain a bit. SSMI is all about y and x. How? Y is the dependent variable. What is the dependent variable? Sales, right? Because sales is dependent on so many other things, right? It is dependent on product availability, it is depending on production, it is depending on distance, it is depending on cost, and so many other things, right? So those are independent variables for sales. So sales is dependent variables, and those are independent variables. So we take the dependent variable and independent variable. We check what kind of, this is the independent variable, sales. These are many other things, and we check what test that needs to be done to analyze if the data is valid or not. Okay. So this is one thing we do for diagnostic analysis. Also. So what is predictive analysis? Predictive analysis. Sorry. 550. Predictive analytics. What is predictive analytics? We talked about what is likely to happen. The third question: what is likely to happen? If it goes like this, what is likely to happen? Okay. So also use regression for that. What is likely to happen? We use regression trees or decision trees. We also call them decision trees. Time series forecasting. Forecasting is something you do for what is likely to happen. No? What is likely to be the sales in the next few months? You do that. How many of you actually use forecasting? How do you forecast? How? 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 For example, past it was 10. Suppose the sales figure was 10 for the past whole year per month. So what will be your per month sales forecast for this year? How you are gonna calculate that? Find that. I mean, what are the assumptions do you make to for forecasting? You need to make some assumptions, right? On what basis you are gonna forecast? So what are the basis you think about while forecasting? Last year sales trend, then
Experience.
sorry,
Experience along with it.
If there is
experience and
the market growth,
yeah,
if
market
there
growth,
is new
yeah.
products in line, if
New product in line,
then understanding the need,
yeah,
based on that actually the forecasting can be changed.
yeah, new product in line. Anything else? Resource. Okay, let me give it in this way. For example, suppose in past 3 months, your sales were 20, 30, 40. 20, 30, 40. What will be forecast this month? What will this depend on? Trend, seasonal variance, yeah.
Market conditions.
Market condition. How do you find market condition?
By doing market research.
So every month you will do market research? No. So?
Quarter stress analysis.
Comparing the previous year, you get the trend of seasonality. So you understand seasonality. Yeah?
Comparing with those around the competitors, how they are performing and also
Yeah. But competitors data are not reliable. Huh? In our country, it's not reliable. So, how are we going to do that? Okay. So, which forecasting tool do you use? Do you use time series or do you use ARIMA? What do you use? Or do you use single smooth, exponential, double exponential? Which one do you use? Time series. Yeah. Now everyone uses time series. It's easier. No, it's okay. Time series is a good tool. But from the time series, what do you identify?
over the time, what has the trend been and on the
Trend.
basis of that, we
So
decide
from a time plot, what do you want to see?
what has been the changes. It could be the seasonal variations or
Right.
How the market has been performing in the meanwhile, and if there is any changes in the population structure,
Yeah.
the infrastructure changes, and if there is any technological development.
No changes. Suppose there is no changes. What will you use? Those are add-ons. What we call those are add-ons. For forecasting, we at first we need to create the base. Like if forecasting is like making a pizza, right? First thing you need to have the base. Base is what? Base is on the past year. Whatever happened on the past year, based on that, you predict next 12 months. Then you modify. This is the right approach, right? Then you say, okay, last year my inflation was 8%, this year will be 6%. So will my sales go up or sales go down? From this forecast, will it go up or go down? Last year, our average per capita income was $1,000. This year is $1,300. So people may have more money to spend, right? More purchasing power. So will my sales go up and go down? Then you adjust with them. But from first you create the pizza base and then you put the toppings, what we call like it, right? You put the pepperoni or whatever cheese you want and things like that. But first you need to have the base from the last year and this year. If you start with the other way down, then you won't go anywhere. What will happen? And sales will say, no, this year the competition is very intense. And they will start come and start telling you like that. This year their people are gonna use different kind of light. They are not gonna buy this kind of light. You will do those adjustments, but later. But first, you need to use this month's trend. Just put it in Excel or whatever tool you use to see what is the forecast for the next year. If everything remains as it is, right? That is the as it is one, right? So that is the first thing you need to put on.
Right.
Then you adjust. This is a trick I want to tell you, because don't ask them to send their market dynamics and everything at first, because they are going to show everything is negative. This happens, right? Because they want to bring the target as low as possible, but the market is going the other way. Market may be higher, so you need to focus on the trend. You have the data. Why are you asking him? Let him come and challenge you then. Let him come and they will challenge you then. Okay? Don't prepare for his challenge beforehand. And he will challenge, so let me put it down. Don't do this. Let him come and challenge you then. You tell him that this is your last 4 years trend. Based on this is the next year trend. You tell me why this will change. Okay? And then there is a new concept we are calling machine learning, right? Machine learning, something feels Terminator, right? There's a machine who is learning and doing all sorts of things. Okay? So machine learning uses several kind of tools, but this is how machine learning works. Remember when the beginning of the class I was talking about grouping you guys, categorizing you guys, so that I can predict you. Machine learning works in the same way, right? Machine learning will try to group, there are, for example, 100 people here, right? So he will try to group you 50-50, then 25-25, then 12-12, something like that, then 6-6, until he comes to one single person. So he will have 1, 2, or 3 or 4 unique attribute to yourself, only unique to yourself, or combination of that unique to yourself, but the rest he will break down from top to bottom. This is machine learning. Okay? So it can be done supervised or it can be done unsupervised. What is supervised? Supervised is data is already categorized to some extent. Can you give me a supervised example where machine learning can be supervised? For example, if I want to say any financial software in this room, I have already categorized the data because I have already put all the marketing graduate out. I have already put all the sales graduate out. I have already put all computer science graduate out. I have kept only this finance and accounts graduates here, right? You guys are finance and accounts graduates, right? But if it was a separate room, the first categorization you would have done probably separate the finance graduates from others. But in this room, I have already done that. So how they are gonna categorize you guys? Machine learning. So this is the supervised one. Supervised one is I know something about you already. I know the categories you have. Category you have. One thing is parliament, right? Parliament, they know this is a government party, there is a opposition party. So category is already there. You know the decision making and thinking process will be different. So then they will break down. But the first categorization is already there, right? So unsupervised is I go somewhere. For example, I go to a fair, Dhaka Banijya Mela, International Trade Fair. All sorts of people come there. Right? So how I'm going to categorize? Can someone tell me? Unsupervised, maybe based on age, yeah. Next, maybe based on gender, yeah. Then, sorry? I cannot go and ask them a religion. People will beat me. So, what can I do? How can I do? That will be judgmental, na? So, what do? I go there and I observe which people are going to the clothing stores, which people are going to the food stores, which people are going to the Italian emporium. Huh? And then I make my groupings, right? Mental groupings, and I group them in kind of that categories, right? And then I again sub-categorize them and sub-categorize them unless and until I come to the lastly to his level. So machine learning works in that way. They categorize your behavior based on your patterns. They categorize yourself to seamless to you, but from a very they group you, and go back to yourself, right? And this kind of tools are already used there. Classification, regression, association, these tools are used there. So what happens is that I have unsupervised data, I have supervised data, and I have some new data. How do I collect new data? From internet, right? And I put them all to the system, and I ask them to try to find a way to identify Mr. Jama. How I can best describe Mr. Jama and separate him from Mr. Kamal and Mr. Alom and Mr. Kurim and Mr. Rahim. So they then categorize those and try to find out what is unique to him and also what is unique to different groups he belongs to, right? And then they form the algorithm. If this happens, this offer should go to Mr. Jamal. Or in predictive and prescriptive, similar, we use more information, other information, but we say we make an offer from the Mr. Jamal. Next is prescriptive analysis. Just we'll finish this, then we'll go for a break, and then we'll play another game, small another game. Okay. So prescriptive analytics is what? Doctor, I have seen that what happened to him. He has fever. Why does he fever? He has fever. He has an infection, right? What is likely to happen if we don't treat him? He is likely to die. Infection is very difficult. So what we are going to do about it? We are going to have medicine, right? So now systems can tell you which medicines do you need. Okay, this is already happening. You are just getting the offers, customized offers and things like that. This is already happening. So this is what we call prescriptive learning. This is all still in its infancy. Prescriptive learning, people are working. Big companies know how it is done. Small companies are trying to learn from that. But this is still very raw. But in statistics, we also use some prescriptive learning tools. We use design of experiment. We use response surface model. We use simulation. Simulation is also a prescriptive tool, right? And machine learning is a big tool for prescriptive learning, and we use AI. We use AI a lot. And then we have heuristics, right? So it is similar, very similar to predictive learning, but it takes in more inputs and it tries to give you prescription based on what others have done in similar circumstances, right? So we have data, we analyze, then we create those insights, and then we push those insights for you to action as offers and things like that to create value for the organization. So what are the 4 kind of analytics we have seen so far? What is the first one? First one is descriptive, right? Then what descriptive answers? What has happened? What is going on? What has happened? This is about past. Then diagnostic. Why did it happen? What is the third one? Predictive. What does it do? What is the likelihood of is happening, right? And what is the fourth one? Prescriptive. What does it tell us? What do you need to do? Right? Now this is a very vast area, right? So you have to go back and study, and we may have some this kind of sessions, continuing sessions later also in small topics. But today our main purpose was to give you an overall idea of the spectrum of data analytics, what is happening and what is going on, right? So before going some data analysis, let's take a break. Okay, 15 minutes break for prayer. We will come back at 5:30. Okay, thank you.
Let's start.
All right, so we will be starting. Can you please have the seat? If there is anybody outside, I would request you to come inside, please.
প্র্যাকটিস করতেছি শুরুটা
Yeah, start.
বাইরে কেউ আছে
শুরু করেন
হ্যাঁ, আপনি শুরু করেন।
একটা এক্সারসাইজ করবো তো doing exercise now. So let me wait for a couple of minutes for everyone to come.
Shut up. Everyone is waiting. Yeah, start kora daও।
Okay, everyone, please be seated. Let's start. So we are gonna do some exercise now. Again, mental exercise. There is no much trick question here. Let's see. So let's do some analysis, right? So here is some data. Okay. Here is some data. This is sales figure of 4 region of 12 months. Right? Bangladesh, Pakistan, UAE, and Sri Lanka. So we have sales figure for 4 region from January to December. And the average is given below. You can see the average here. There is the average for Bangladesh is almost 32, Pakistan is 13, UAE is 28.11, Sri Lanka is 30.31, right? And also as you have learned, I have also included the standard deviation, right? Of this market of the sales figure. And average target per month was 28 million. So all of them has met the target, right? All of the regions per month have met the target. Now I want to analyze this data, look into the data, and tell me the story. What's happening? Okay. Let's see which market is doing better, which market is actually not doing better. Okay. So how are you will rank the performance? Their performance. All of them made the target, right? I have given their average sales number. I have given their standard deviation number. So try to understand how will you rate their performance, and also try to tell me how do you see their future. Okay. So how do you see will be their future, or what will happen in the next year? What is likely to happen in the next year? Okay. This is a very simple mental exercise, so I haven't gone from any data-driven analysis. The simple mental exercise just to use your thought process or provoke your thought process or thinking, provoke your thinking, right? If you cannot see the data, you can come forward and look into it from behind. Okay. Let's take 3 to 5 minutes to analyze. I want to know which market is doing best, which market is doing worst, and what is likely to happen in the future if we don't make any changes. Okay. So you can discuss in groups of your table. So we'll try to answer the three questions. What has happened? Why is it happened? We will assume why is it happened, and what is likely to happen in the future, in the near future. 3 more minutes. Also, people in online, please you can answer through your comments, right? This is very simple analysis, right? Very simple. Two more minutes. Go 1 minute. Okay, time up. Done. So who's gonna volunteer? Please. Pakistan the best or worst? Pakistan is the best. Why? Huh? Pakistan is an improving trend, progressive trend, right? Anyone else? Anyone want to challenge that?
But Sri Lanka has a very prospective market because they have high peaks than the other countries.
Sri Lanka has very prospective market because they have high peaks than other countries, right? Anyone disagree? Anyone agree? Any other comment? Yes, sorry.
There is seasonal variation, the bound is doing.
If
Consider seasonal variation.
okay,
Last 6 months, then January to July, there is some trend, 37 to 30 million, and in the adverse of Pakistan, they are doing good in July to December.
do you think there is a seasonal variation? How do we know? Because other markets is completely opposite, right? You can more or less guess there's not much seasonal variation because we're talking about the same product in the same market, right? Any other?
Mansur Khan said Pakistan is doing good.
Yeah.
Recent hike in Sri Lanka seems very good, but overall market is very unpredictable.
Yeah.
Bangladesh is a declining market,
Okay.
and no much growth seems to be in case of UAE.
Right. Okay. Any other view? Everyone agrees? So tell me what is happening in now. If I do a line chart, or what is happening? Huh? Whatever you said, right? For example, Bangladesh is declining, right? Bangladesh has similar number of sales than in Pakistan, but it is declining. Pakistan is increasing trend, right? EU is more or less same, steady, and Sri Lanka is very erratic. Very erratic thing is happening in Sri Lanka. I don't know what is happening, right? So how you are gonna compare the markets? Which market is the best? Which market is the worst? Which market is the best potential? Which market has the worst potential? How you are gonna look into this? So which market has the best potential? Who can answer this table? Which market has the best potential? Pakistan. You guys? Pakistan. You guys? You guys? You guys? Sri Lanka. You guys? Pakistan. You guys? Sri Lanka. Why Sri Lanka?
There are some up peaks, so if we can nurture the low peaks, then we
Yeah.
can get down.
So what does this chart tells us? This chart tells us that Sri Lanka has very up peak shifts, very peak shifts, right? For example, about 60 million a month, but then it is a big drop. So we need to go back and find out the root cause. Why is this happening, right? Sri Lanka market, why is this happening? Is it due to product availability? Maybe, we don't know. Maybe there is no product available, that's why it's happening. Maybe we are producing or selling there in batches, that's why it's happening. Maybe it's only corporate buyers, that's why there are some months there are many corporate buyers, many sales there, right? But whatever it is, it tells us that there is an opportunity in Sri Lanka. There is a very big opportunity in Sri Lanka that we can take. Right? In Sri Lanka, we have a very big opportunity. So if I have to invest, I would probably go to and invest in Sri Lanka, in a Sri Lankan company, because others are good. Now, why not Pakistan? Pakistan is also growing, right?
Yes.
Pakistan is also growing. Pakistan is not decreasing. Pakistan is probably a safer bet than Sri Lanka, right? Pakistan is probably a safer bet than Sri Lanka, but Pakistan we also need to understand why is it growing. Whatever it is, because we have looked into what only. Now we need to understand why. So we can assume some why, right? Because that's what we're gonna do, because we have data right now. So in Pakistan, why do you think Pakistan is growing? What may be some of the reasons Pakistan is growing? Why? Why this uptrend? What may be the emerging market? Maybe one. Sorry. Pricing strategy, let's say similar, right? Because we're not differentiating in products or pricing and other things, right?
So Pakistani people's initial situation getting good.
Maybe their economy is getting good, their people's financial situation is getting good, they are buying it more. Sri Lanka, right?
There may be also cultural issues, because of the cultural issue products are very like by the Pakistani people.
Yeah. No one has asked me this question. What question you guys haven't asked me? Exactly, you didn't ask me the product. No one asked me what product we are selling. Right? Are we selling rice or are we selling car?
Give that for question and answer session.
Right? A question and answer session. right? So what's going to happen here? Because it will depend on the industry, the analysis itself, right? So no one has asked me what industry we're talking about, right? That is the first question. Which industry you're talking about? Okay. Let's suppose we are talking about auto industry, car. Now let's analyze. Let's talk and tell me if your assumptions or your thinking has changed or not. What is happening, right? Let's say it's a car industry. So what is happening? It's a car industry. Is anything different?
In that case, UAE may be more stable market because of the purchasing power.
Maybe UAE, maybe more stable market. Maybe there is a saturation there, right? In UAE, maybe there are too many competitors there. All the big players are there. All of them are selling cars. It's very difficult to even get 1% from the market, right? Because all of them are there. So UAE, maybe it is very difficult there to get the market share, right? Maybe, we're just assuming, we don't know what is happening there, but we can assume. What is happening in Pakistan then?
Purchasing power is increasing.
Purchasing power is increasing.
Cars, it's not a common commodity of them.
Yeah.
So people are starting to earn more and they need more cars.
Yeah.
Things like that. And UAE, it's a common commodity. It's a national
Yeah.
requirement. They have cars normally anywhere. One goes
Yeah.
from two. So that could be
Yeah.
one of the reasons why that is happening.
Fantastic. But you guys haven't asked me another question. Am I talking about basic car or expensive car? Right? The market is different. The industry sale will be different. Right? The trend will be different. Okay? So why I am making these points? This is not about this analysis. Forget this. This is about you need to, when you are working with data, you need to understand the perspective of the data. What we are actually analyzing, what kind of industry we are talking about, what kind of data we are talking about, right? So without knowing that, I cannot analyze. I need to have that pre-knowledge or understanding in me, right? So we can analyze it all we want, but it will all be assumptions. Now let's say it's expensive car. Now tell me what's happening here, right? Let's say it's expensive car. So what is happening? How do you explain the Sri Lankan fluctuation then? This will happen. I mean, you have to explain to management. I don't have the answer, but you have to find out why is it happening. Then you can go and validate with data your hypothesis. But at first, you need to understand why is this happening, right? So suppose it's an expensive car market. Suppose BMW or Jaguar or Lamborghini, whatever it is, expensive sports car market, and it is really going. This is a scenario in these four markets. Now, how are you seeing it? How do you see it? Right? Yes. Sorry? Yeah.
Because the number of rich people in India.
Number of rich people is increasing, right? More people are buying this car, right? Yeah. Maybe we haven't talked about tax, right? But yeah, maybe that is the reason. But we need to find out what may be the reasons, right? Then we can go back and analyze. But to understand what to analyze, we at first need to make sure we understand the data. That is why we need to ask ourselves, why, what is the industry you're talking about? What kind of products you're talking about, right? So you need to go back and tell how many competitors are there, right? What is the market share? We don't know market share. There's no market share data here. So a target is there, achieving a target, but we don't know what is our market share we're holding. What is our goal there, ambition there, right? So there are a lot of questions need to be answered or clear before we analyze the data. Without doing that, analyzing data doesn't make any sense.
If it is economic card, then Bangladesh should be the
Bangladesh is declining. Malaysia
No,
was
like if it is the data is based on the economic card,
yeah.
because that trend is going down.
Yeah, maybe economic car is going down, maybe expensive car is going
Buy
up.
the expensive
Maybe
card.
people are not buying economic car anymore.
Yeah.
if it was economic car, then you could have seen in Bangladesh people are not buying economic car anymore. People are not buying Maruti. People are not buying Suzuki. People are at least buying Toyota or whatever other Nissan or at least South and those kind of cars. You could have told them, or you could have created that hypothesis, because we don't know if that is true or not. How do we check if that is true or not? Suppose in Bangladesh, we say it is happening because the economy is going up. So people are, this is economic car. So people are not buying economic car anymore. Or people are buying more expensive cars, right? So how do you validate it? Validate it. Tell me, how do you validate it? Huh? Hypothesis testing. How do you do that? What do you test? No. How do you do that? Income. I have income doesn't mean I will buy an expensive car. It doesn't mean.
If it goes up, then it goes for the expensive.
But that doesn't mean I will buy an expensive car. Maybe I will buy 3 cars, 3 cheap cars, but I won't buy expensive car.
Cultural standard.
How do you check it? How do you validate it? We formed a hypothesis that in Bangladesh, this economic car sales is declining because people are buying more expensive car. Okay, we want to prove that. Management tell you, prove it. You are telling me that they are not buying my car because they are buying expensive car. Prove it. How do you do that? How do you prove to management?
The data of expensive cars.
Exactly. You go to BTRC, you go to BRTA, you find out how many expensive cars have been registered, right? And how many versus how many economic cars were registered for the last 5 years. You show him the ratio. You look, expensive car ratio are going up, economic cars ratio are going down. So people are buying more expensive cars. You can see here, people are buying less economic cars. That's how you prove. So in data analysis, you have to prove everything. You cannot just say a hypothesis and stop. If you say a hypothesis, you form a hypothesis, you need to prove it. There is nothing on there. It has to be proven, right? So you cannot come and say that it's all because of the weather, right? Because they have to show that the temperature went up from system. You can check, right? Or there was too much rain or too little rain. You can check. So there's no way they can come and make things up. Okay. So this is another thing we need to look into. Any questions?
Then how will determine the root cause?
How to determine the root cause? We don't know the root cause yet because we don't have enough marketing information. What we are trying to identify is potential causes. For example, we are saying in Bangladesh, one of the cause may be that people are rich now, so people are buying more expensive cars and not economic cars, right? And another hypothesis can be that car tax has gone high. People are buying less cars. Another hypothesis can be there is so much traffic in the road, people don't buy cars. People don't stay in the roads stand in the roads, right? Or maybe there is the MRT has come up, so people are not buying cars. People are traveling in the MRT. Or there is public transportation is so good, people are not buying cars. So whatever you say, these are hypotheses, all hypotheses, right? These are all potential causes, but we haven't proven anything. So we have to go back. We have to check each and every hypothesis and we have to prove that yes, we are right or we are wrong. That will tell us why we are right, why we are wrong. But without that, everything is chit chat, right? Just gossiping and talking, right? So we need to prove everything by data, whatever it is. Even common sense item, you have to prove by data. Okay. Anything else? So what do you suggest Sri Lanka? Right? Sri Lanka is very. What is happening here there? What is happening in Sri Lanka? Yeah, we should find out. It's very interesting, right? Sri Lanka, there's too much noise, right? So we need to find out. First thing I will probably check is product availability. That is probably I will check what is the financial situation of the company that is operating there, my partner there. Is it like that he cannot buy cars regularly, or he sells one bunch and then buy another bunch and then sells? That can be another reason. But I sense some kind of either financial trouble there, or there is a huge opportunity. The salespeople are just lazy, right? You look every 2 months they are picking, right?
keep quiet in 2 months, then
Yeah, and then they just go and jump. Yeah, quarter end they are jumping. Yeah, now we are gonna sell. So is it happening? We need to see. We need to check. Right?
Or maybe they get quarterly incentive.
Maybe we don't know. Yes.
There could be a reason that at the quarter the sale is high
Yeah.
because the auditors come to check at that time and this is what they is trying to
Maybe.
translate the figures.
Yeah, maybe we don't know.
We need to
Yeah, maybe we don't know. But this is something we need to check. We need to check very clearly because this kind of market is not sustainable. Right? This kind of market is not sustainable for as a seller. So if I am selling in Malaysia and these are my, if I am Toyota and these are my sellers in 4 region, I'll be very concerned about Sri Lanka. What is happening? Because my car is in corporate car, so if he's only selling to the corporates, right, then he's not doing the right thing. Right, so I need to understand. I need to go back and check what is happening there because he's not putting me into the market in the right way, the way I want to be portrayed, right? But all the assumptions we need to go back and check. We need to form the hypothesis. We always call it hypothesis. Potential root causes, we always call them hypothesis, and we go back and check if those are right or wrong, right? With data. So these are the summaries we try to make. Okay. Now this is a trend. For example, you are like time series plot, so I thought let's put some time series plot. So what is happening here? What is the trend? So Bangladesh is dropping. Obviously, as we have seen, the forecast is very poor. If you look in the, do you understand these values? MAD, MSD, MEC. Do you understand this? Good. Okay. MEP is mean percentage error. Okay. So what error total mean? Out of total mean, what percentage error? For example, in Bangladesh case, it is only 2% error, right? 2.5% error. In Pakistan's case, it's only 2 point something error or 1 point something error. In US case, it's only about 4 point something error. In Sri Lanka's case, it's 68% error. So in Sri Lanka, we cannot predict. With 68% error, we cannot predict what's going to happen. No matter what you do with your forecast, it's not predictable unless you solve the main problem there. Right? But others are pretty close. Others are not bad. Others are pretty close. They have a trend. They are less than 5% error is okay. It's fine. We can accept it, right? So it is telling us, what is it telling us? It's telling us Pakistan is going up, right? Sri Lanka has a big opportunity, but we cannot predict what is happening. That is the thing that management doesn't like. They want like to understand things, right? Predict things, what's going to happen. If you cannot predict things, then it becomes so difficult, right? Like share market, you cannot predict when the price is going up, price is going down, and people are moving in, losing money and everything because you cannot predict, right? So, how are you analyzing data now? Let's just see what stages we went through, right? At first, problem definition. We try to identify the problem. What is the problem? Cells. Are the cells meeting target and how the outlook will look like, right? Data extraction. So I collected data from different places, right? And I brought it here. Data preparation. This data integrity part is a part of data preparation. Do we really understand the data? Right? So we need to understand the data and we need to prepare the data so that we can analyze. You cannot just keep data like that and we can analyze. There's many tests we need to do. For example, if you do statistical analysis of continuous data, in some cases you need to do normality test. You need to do independence test. So those tests has to be done whenever appropriate before you analyze the data. Right? Then it comes data visualization. First thing we should do is look into this, even before looking into data. Visually, everything is much better than seeing numbers. So it will give us some idea about where to look, right? Then we have data diagnostics. Find out why is this happening, right? And then predictive modeling. Can we do a regression forecast to identify how it's going to model? Then model validation. we look into the model numbers, right? MEP numbers and those kind of things. They are in a hypothesis testing, regression, you can actually also go back to the original one and refit the data. We call fit distribution, right? And in a fit, and we can also see how much the model fits our current scenario. In that way, we can also predict how the model is gonna fit the future scenario. For example, regression gives us the R-square value, right? We look into that and analyze. We can also do cluster and discrete analysis. There is another tool we call discrete analysis, which also shows us how to fit our prediction is, our model is, okay? And then decision and deployment. Once all this done, then you can decide what to do. Prescriptive model is rather new for us. This is more about automation part. Prescription modeling will be done automatically. Once you set the rules and algorithms, once the machine learning finds the right algorithm, then you will create those solution prescriptions automatically. We don't need to worry much about those in a bigger sense of terms, right? We just need to set the rules and it will be done. But the thing is, prediction is very difficult. Prediction is very difficult because all kind of data doesn't work together. Also, there are many things called multi-collinearity. I don't know if you have heard of it. So this is basically you have similar. It happens when you have similar kind of variables working together or analyzing together. So this kind of bias may occur. There is one is heterodiscosity. There's another kind of bias that can happen. So there are many kind of biases that can happen. So we need to also avoid those biases before analyzing the data or in predictive modeling. So once the prediction is done, we can go back and do prescriptive modeling. Probably we're gonna do ourselves right now, because as finance people, you are probably not gonna generate orders for each customer, right? But rather you are gonna find out where the main problems are, where the root causes lie, and solve it, right? Okay.
Kuramali requested to elaborate data visualization.
Kuramali, I think also asked another question, huh?
Yeah.
Also asked another question. Just a minute, give me a minute. I think we have done. Okay, let's just another example. Let's just check it. See the data. Okay. Tell me how you can summarize. Take 1 minute or 2 minutes. 1 minute. I think this is very simple. My question is, who did better, male or female, or boys or girls? However you define. Who did better? For example, suppose this is basically a closely related to actual scenario that happened in an English university, I think UCL or someplace, or American. Okay? So there was an exam, BBA or BC or science graduate exam or something like that. So male, total 400 participated, 175 passed the admission test, 43.75%. Female, total 300 participated, only 100 passed, 33%. So what we can say about this?
What was the subject?
Female are better? How?
By default.
Huh?
Fewer people come to exam than male.
No, passed. You're asking pass or fail.
How many attempts?
Out of 300, 100 female passed. Out of 400, 175 male passed. Which one? No, we have made percentage of males. So out of 400 males, 175 males passed. So male pass rate is 43.75%. Out of 300 female, 100 female passed. So female pass rate is 33%.
Maybe we need to compare it with last year, previous years.
No, just this year. This year, male versus female. I'm not interested about last year, previous year. What happened? Males are better? Okay. They are angry. They're very angry with me. Why this? Okay. Anyone with another view? Come on, you know I am trying to hear a question from you. Whenever I do this kind of exercises, I am looking for a question from you.
How many attempts? The same subject. Independents, they all add up to same subject.
We don't know the age group, do we?
Age group doesn't matter. Same year. Someone almost asked the right question, huh? Because you can, let's see. Now tell me. In BBA, 50 male percent is 50%, female percent is 50%, right? In engineering, male percent is 25%, female percent is 25%. So why did that happen?
Just numbers.
Just numbers. So what mistakes we are doing? See, it's a puzzle, huh? I was just telling you it's 43% and 33%. Now I'm telling they're equal. Result is equal. Miracle. In BBA, 300 male participated, 50% passed. 100 male participated, 50% passed. Same, right? In engineering, 100 male participated, 25% passed. 200 female participated, 25% passed. Same. Why not same?
Is the university different?
The same university. You add this up, you will get this number. You add this, you will get that number. Same number. I am just grouped it. I have just analyzed it in another level, in the next level.
The question has the parts BBA or BSc. So engineering goes to BSc.
BSc, engineering is BSc,
Engineering
right.
goes for BSc. So the two data.
Engineering is BSc.
Number of male engineers 3 times their female.
Yeah, basically we counted, right? We counted numbers and we generated answer. But what happened? Not same number of people appeared from BBA, same number of male or female appeared for BBA exam. Not the same number of male or female appeared from computer science or engineering exam. That was the catch. So if we analyze from the beginning, from the first part, what did we have said? Males are much better, right? That's so wrong. It's not right. They are equal. This actually happened, right?
It shows that the BBA passing of BBA is easier than male is attempting BBA. That is why the BBA passing.
Yeah, maybe, yeah, too much male are attending BBA because that is easier to pass the admission exam, maybe. Or they have more seats, maybe. Right? Okay?
Ramiz Ahmed asked whether this is ordinal data.
Which one? This is count data. Count. Number of pass and fail. You can call it binary, but we have counted. It's not ordinal. We are not telling someone is better than other. We are just saying that yes or no, pass or fail. So it's binary, but we have counted the binary data. Anything else? So when this is because when you analyze the data, please understand the data at first. What the data is trying to tell. Okay, because otherwise we're gonna make big mistakes in analyzing the data, and we're gonna have completely different interpretation or conclusion, come to completely different interpretation conclusion than the actual scenario is. Right? Any question? Understood this one? This is called Simpson's paradox. This is a paradox. This is called Simpson's paradox. Okay. So business intelligence, do you need to cover this? I think it's very similar. In business intelligence, we just want to answer 4 questions. Yeah, I'm just gonna read it out. Okay. For example, accurate answer. So the whole system is a business intelligence part, right? And then valuable insights, then on-time information, and actionable conclusion. These are the 4 things you seek from a business intelligence solution, right? So when you're, I don't think you're going to implement it any sooner, but if you're going to do, you need to focus on, are those intelligence systems are giving us accurate answers? Are the insights are valuable that we need? Are the information on time? Because if you have a system, it should give on-time solution, on-time information. It cannot just say that, okay, sir, I will give you a report in 7 days. Okay, and this actual conclusions are actionable, right? We see same data in different ways, right? Same sales data, we can see country-wise, we can see quarter-wise, we can see product-wise, right? So it varies. It depends on your need. So everyone may have several different kind of needs, right, of data, or you can look into all those together. So when you're doing business intelligence systems, just try to ensure that you have defined it right way. Because will it be powerful or will it be more usable? Will it be more strategic or will it be more tactical? Will it be more reporting oriented or will it be more predicting oriented, right? This kind of things. And secrets to a good, I think we can, do we need to cover that or? I think we can stop here, right? Okay, because you're already delayed, you can look into the slides. So any questions? Do you have any questions? No questions? Hungry? No questions? Yes.
What is the difference between data mining and data analytics?
Data mining and data analytics. Very good question. What is data mining? Tell me. Data mining is basically a part of data analytics. If you look into it very closely, data mining is actually going into the big server data and everything, and finding out the data you require in the right way, and then preparing the data in the right way for analysis. That is the data mining. So what do you do in the mine? You go into the mine and you find out the precious metal or mineral, whatever it is, right? Or stone or whatever it is. So it is the same way. So you go there, you dig into the data, you try to find out the data you require for an analysis, and you try to find it and prepare it in a way so that it is prepared for analysis. So you shouldn't, you will never find someone is hiring a data miner. You will always say data analyst, because that one part of data analyst job is data mining. Okay. Another was question: data scientist and data analyst, right? Data scientist. What is scientist? What does scientists do? Scientists do experiments, right? So data scientists will do experiments with the models. It is highly unlikely that you will just copy paste his data to a Excel file or a software and then run, click the run button. It is highly unlikely. You will try to analyze the data furthermore. You will try to develop models or different kind of models based on the data. So he is more of an inventor. Okay. So you will try to find out which models solves is the best. So there are probably 70 models. So you'll probably try all those 70 models to see which model explain the situation in the best way. On the data analyst will do, he will go and see which model fits it or works with it. Y is discrete data, X is continuous data, then we should do this test, right? And he will just go and do that test and he will be happy. Okay? So data scientist is a much bigger role to play. Data analyst is more of a regular worker, regular job, while data scientist is more of a creative worker in that sense. Any more questions?
Yeah, how would you relate a career path of an SEC affiliate with data analytics?
How do you see it right now after this session? Any feedback? How do you see it? Do you see relevant of data analytics to your job?
Yes, it is.
How? Yes, how? Can someone tell me? I have explained it before. The job you're playing right now is either of accountant or auditor, right? More of it, right? I think most of your accountants or auditors. So what jobs you're playing right now? You're analyzing data, mostly financial data, or you're finding out problems in different parts of the organization, right? So either you are solving problems or you're finding problems. It's more like that, right? You're solving problems or you're finding problems and then solving. So you are basically not in the accountancy business. You are in the problem solving business. Your role is basically solving problems. Can you say that? As an accountant, your job is basically solving problems. If there's no problem in the organizations, you won't be hired. Everything can be automated. Why do they need you this? Right? If there's no problem, then there's no audit. Then why do you need auditors? Right? So data analytics is a major part of problem solving and decision making. We generally, as a finance or accounting professional, we analyze more of a dollar data. Right? We call it dollar data or currency data. We mostly analyze those cost figures and those kind of things. We also do some analysis on volumes. We'll also do some analysis on production data and other things, but not much. But from your expertise you have about data or analyzing data, you can add so much more value in your organization. And also, as we have seen, the roles of pure accountant roles and pure auditor roles are declining. Okay, so basically, you are not accountant and auditor anymore. You guys have been transforming into problem-solving mode. This is the number one required skill or number one required job in the coming days. So data analytics can help you to prepare for that. So this is how is and SSCA basically someone in organization who works with data people. So this is how we can see clear connection between SSCA and data analytics. Does that answer the question? Next.
Do we play a role as a data scientist on the basis of SSCA?
Data scientist is a much expert role, much more expert role. It will require you to learn the languages. It will require you much more explorative. This is basically kind of highest level of data expertise. Data expertise. We call them data scientists, right? Scientists are basically the people who get Nobel prizes. So data scientists are the people who are basically the cream of the crop. Cream of all the data analysts, all the people who are working with the data. Data scientists are basically the cream. They are the most knowledgeable. If you can become one, you can be great one. You can become one, you will be a great one, but it will be a very long journey. Very long journey and very dedicated journey.
From where should we start learning data analytics as a beginner?
First thing is you need to see if data analysis is for you. It's not for everyone, right? Data analysis numbers is not for everyone. So if you feel data analysis for you, first thing you need to go back and check some YouTube videos. Simple. Go back, check some YouTube videos of data analysis, different kind of data analysis. If you like it, then you can take the next step. If you don't like it, then it's not for you. It's very simple. Okay. So if you like it, then there are many free courses available in edX, in Coursera, in Udemy. Try to attend some. Try to get some idea, try to attend some introduction to data analytics. You can do some Six Sigma courses, basic level. You can do some other courses as well. Basically, I'm a Six Sigma, so I have come to the analytics field from learning Six Sigma, from that direction, from a completely different direction. So I never planned to be data analyst or work with data analysis, but I came from that channel. So many people come from different kind of channel in data analysis. No one start their career as a data analyst. To understand that. Apart from some statistical graduates, no one starts their career as data analyst. Because to be data analyst, you need to understand the business of the organization at first. Otherwise, you can just work with numbers to understand the business or implication or the interpretation, right? So you need to take those channel, understand and see some statistical model. For example, read about probability, see if it interests you. Read about hypothesis testing, see if those interests you, and then slowly you can move into data analytics. And there are plenty of books in the internet you can find for free and you can study. But my point is, if you look into those material, you will get scared. Because there are so much numbers and so much statistics, it is gonna scare you. Very simple. So take small steps, look small videos in YouTube, do small courses, choose your courses in Coursera and many other places, and see if it is for you. Then you can proceed from there. Okay. Anything else?
Talal Arshad requested to repeat the sources for basic sources for data analysis.
Basic
sources for data analysis.
Sorry, is that a question? Sources mean? Can you repeat the question? Can you ask him to rephrase the
I
question?
guess
or-
the sources from where he can learn.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I think I have already told about it. Huh?
So he wanted to repeat it. He
Can
wanted you to repeat.
Now or
Can you repeat some courses?
I think he asked the question long ago. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's asking. He's just trying to asking you to repeat it.
Again now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You can look into edX, EDX. This is basically Harvard, MIT, and many other people. This is top universities in the world. They are working on this, huh? So we call it EDX. You can download an app also, and you can do the courses there, right? edX, but it is EDNX. We said edX. You can also learn from Coursera, right? You can also learn from Udemy, but best way is just open your YouTube and see some data analytics video at the beginning. If you like it, then you go for those courses and do this. Those courses are much cheaper also. Okay? And if you want to learn Six Sigma, you can come to me. Next.
That's all.
Okay, any more questions? No questions? Did you like it? Hate it? Okay, good, very good. Okay, thank you so much for coming. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Hi. Jan, close করুন।
যারা মুড়ি দিয়ে কথা বলে তাকে আরেক আসলে
Yeah.